Hello, Internet. Hello, hi, I'm Chase Jarvis. Welcome to another episode of Chase Jarvis Live. Very different episode today than what you're used to. We are going to spend some time on the couch, but we're also in the middle of a live set right now. It's a photo shoot going on behind you. You can't tell yet, but there's all kinds of gear and people. We're also not in the garage, which is where we normally shoot this, my studio down in South Lake Union. We're at the Gasworks studio here, which is sort of the home base. And it's going to be a little bit longer than normal and very, very, very interesting. We're going to have numerous guests. I want to say thank you to the sponsors for helping me make this possible. HP in particular for helping me make the world a more creative place. Manfrotto, my tripod support folks. Broncolor, the lighting folks that I've been using forever. And Livebooks, that's where my website is. So thanks so much. There's actually a deal at Livebooks right now. Livebooks.com/CJLive, you get 50% off. There was a contest going over the last week to promote the show, and the winner of those, there's actually two winners. You get a pack of Manfrotto stuff, including a carbon fiber tripod, LED lights, and some really, really great stuff. $1,200 combined value, and there are two people who sent out exceptional tweets promoting the show. That is at Robert Moag, M-O-A-G, and at Simmons Tobias. You guys win two Manfrotto kits. So email production@ChaseJarvis.com. And we will make sure you get those. And now I'm gonna kick off a new contest that's gonna go throughout the duration of the show today. And this is really, really exciting and interesting as well, especially because what you're gonna win if you promote the show by tweeting a quote, anything that you hear that stands out to you, is interesting and informational. You share that quote plus at HP Print and the URL to this page right here where you're watching live, and try and help us aggregate a huge live worldwide audience. If you do that, we are going to give away a signed print from today's primary guest, from Ian Ruhter, and it's going to be a, well, you'll see the projection or the production we're pulling together is going to be incredible. It's with the world's largest mobile camera, and what we're going to do for the gift is one of Ian's earlier plates. He's never made a print and given it away, so that is going to be a signed print, one of a kind. I don't even know how to put a value on that. So again, at HP Print, the quote that you find really, really cool, and a URL to this page right here. And at the end of the show, stick around and we'll make sure to give that away. Now, to today's guest. Whew, it's a doozy. Man, this is more of a story than a guest. You know, we have historically had people from all sorts of genre. You know, I've said it before that a lot more than just photographers inspire me. I've been inspired by folks from Hollywood, authors, sculptors, artists of all types. And so this show is in large part not just about photography and where I've come from, but about the people that have inspired me. In today's show, we're going to go back to the photography core, but it's a different story. It's a story of an upcoming artist, someone that has deeply inspired me, and we want to hear a little bit about his backstory. He's an everyman's artist who works very, very hard, and he's becoming a legend in his own right through a project that we're going to learn a little bit more about today. He has a vision to be different, not just better, and I think we're going to kick the show off with showing you a little video about Ian Ruhter. So take it away, video.
I'm so far down the path that I can't go back even if I wanted to. Life grants us a series of opportunities, and those opportunities come with a price. I can't stop. I've backed myself into a corner. There isn't a backup plan. You know, you're playing poker and you go all in. You're all in, and we're just waiting to see how the cards unfold. I'm standing there in the dark, and I open the lens and the room slowly fills with light. I see the most beautiful image appear right before me. It's hard to imagine I'm standing in the middle of a giant camera. When I started in photography, I was using my hands to create images, and it seemed like overnight digital came, and all of that came to an end. I didn't know it at the time, but I lost something I loved. In the absence of that feeling, it sent me on a tremendous journey. It took me back to the beginning of photography. I just got tired of it, you know? It's like everyone around me had the same cameras, they all have the same signature. I was like, I'm gonna go out and build a camera that no one has. This project isn't about making actual images. It's not about creating the world's largest camera. It's about doing what you love. If you had been searching your whole life for something you love and you found it, what would you be willing to sacrifice? Wet plate photography has given me the ability to work with my hands again. I'm using raw materials and creating my own film and making one-of-a-kind images. There's no other feeling that can compare to that.
That man spent his entire life savings on a truck that was a camera, and it transformed his vision, his creative art, his life, and certainly his career. So please join me in welcoming Ian Ruhter. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, bud.
Yep.
Have a seat, please.
That was a really good introduction. I'm like, that guy sounds cool.
Oh man, welcome. I think that water's for you, if
Oh,
I'm not
great.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Somebody hooked us up with the water.
Great.
So, you're just oozing inspiration, man. I got to tell you, when we announced the show, well, first of all, when I saw the video that you guys did called Silver and Light, which
Right.
actually I want to bring Lane out in just a second.
Yeah.
He shot that video in
Yeah.
part, right?
Yeah.
That actually, why don't we bring him out here?
Yeah.
Lane, he's your right hand man, right?
My boy.
Welcome, Lane. Hey, bud. Did you get mic'd up? Are you all mic'd up? Cool. Make yourself comfortable. We don't have. You guys have to split a water. So when I first saw the video Silver and Light, I was deeply moved, and that's one of the things that I want to talk about. One of the things that I loved about what I saw is the commitment that you had to the project.
Right.
And the video that we just played as an intro to you was just a little 2-minute snippet of that about 9-minute video, I think, because we didn't want to tell all the secrets. We wanted to unfold
Right.
them here live. I'm so pumped we're gonna do a live photo shoot in just 15 minutes or so here. But so talk to me a little bit about this commitment, because you said it in there. You're all in, right?
Right. I mean, being all in, there's the monetary way, but being all in emotionally and mentally, and that's been the biggest struggle. It's like taking a chance on yourself for once. Like, who's gonna invest in me? I'm gonna invest in me for once. And that's what it's about, but then you're really putting your heart and your soul on the line. You can't fall back and say, oh, well, the client, maybe that's their vision. Now it's like all eyes on me and Lane, and we're just pouring our heart out in front of everyone, and that's what it is.
We can feel it, I promise.
Yeah.
I promise, we can feel it. So let's go back a little bit. Your background as a snowboarder, right?
Yeah.
Snowboarder and then a ski and snowboard photographer.
Sure.
So we
Yes.
have that in common.
Yeah.
That's really where I cut my teeth. So
Yeah.
why don't you tell us about sort of the transition from picking up a camera and shooting it in that world, and then how you got to build the largest camera in the world that's
Right.
mobile.
You know, I was thinking about that a little, and one of the things I thought about is, when you do the snowboarding or skiing photography, it takes a lot of commitment, and you're out there really far in these remote locations, and you really gotta work all day for one image, and you know how that is.
I
And
do.
to be able to take that and then bring it into this, it gives you this like really sense of commitment, and you know how to work hard, and you know how to work for things, and it really translated into that camera truck, because we usually only take 1 or 2 images, and so it helped a lot,
We're going to try and take a couple today at least, right?
Yeah,
But that commitment, I see the synergy there. But you said something. I always go out to dinner with my guests the night before when I can, so we had a nice meal last night. And one of the things that you guys were both talking about is this sort of the transition when stuff went from film to digital. And we were all sort of photographers at that point. I went through it, you guys went through it. But you said that you lost something, right?
Right. Well, like digital came on so fast, and it's so exciting, and everyone's like, wow, and it just overtook all of us, I think.
Yeah.
It's just this really neat thing, and it's going to revolutionize the world. But then at the same time, we lost something. We forgot about something, and it's our past. And some of these film companies went out of business, and that hurts. It's like to get real Polaroid film?
Right.
Very hard. So
I stocked up. I have
Yeah.
a huge box of it. I spent,
So,
spent a lot of money.
you know, it's really, I think it's important to continue forward and embrace technology and embrace digital, but not forget your past, because if you don't remember where you're from, how are you going to know where? You have to know
Know your roots
the roots. And my roots, I love photography, so I need, and that transition, it forced me to look back and like learn about stuff and respect it. And I was looking into artists from the 1800s, and I'm like, wow. So
that's how you discovered wet plate,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
And was that as a rebuff to digital? You hate digital?
No. See, yeah, people think we hate digital, but it's.
I think you're from the 1850s, because that's what kind of technology you're using right now.
Yeah, I mean.
It's like the right tool for the right job.
Okay.
You know, so we have this camera and we built it, and it's really great because it's so physical. You get to touch everything in there. But at the same time, we couldn't do this without the digital cameras we're using for video and different photos and things like that.
Sure.
And so the digital stuff's such a powerful tool.
Well, and sharing your story, like that's how you're sitting on the couch,
Yes,
right? If it's not
yes.
for the digital sort of social
Yep.
motif that's abound right now.
Yeah,
So you're not anti-digital.
no. But people like to think that, they like to write it up like that, and if they want to have fun with it, go ahead. And the video's a little misleading, but it's
I like
more-
the meth misdirection there.
Yeah.
It shows you cooking that stuff at the beginning.
Right.
It certainly captures a lot of interest, and then when you open the lens and the light pours in, I thought that was a nice little sentiment there. But talk to me a little bit more about this truck, because you went from, okay, everything's changing really quickly, people are moving to digital, and everyone's got the same cameras now, but camera truck, that's a huge effing jump, man. It's
Yeah.
gigantic, you know?
It's deeper than just the mechanics of the camera. It's the way I see things in my head, and I wanted to build something that reflected that, and that's what that symbolizes. That's a piece of me, and that's how I see the world, and I wanted to create something that reflects the way I see it. And some people, they're like, oh, I like that camera or this one, and it fits their personality, but I just really wanted to make something that reflected, who I was and what I felt.
Well, I think that artists in general, and we're going to have two other artists that are our subjects today, subjects of the pictures that we'll be taking. They're iconic musicians from Seattle. I'll introduce them in a short bit here, but I think all good artists find the answers to their work and to their drive, and what makes them unique is all in here. It's not out there.
Right.
And to have a camera that reflects you. So you're a blue truck, but you salted the earth, and not literally, but the idea, the picture that paints of your reflection of the work that you put out in the world. To me, when you say that makes perfect sense.
Right.
I'm Chase Jarvis. We're here at Chase Jarvis Live, talking to Ian Ruhter and his right-hand man, Lane, about the largest mobile camera in the world that's parked right outside of our studio. And we're going to be doing a live photo shoot with that in just mere moments here. And it's going to be a very interesting and different show today, because it's going to be a live working set. If you have questions, send them over at #CJLive. I'm going to have these two guys and some other guests in the not too distant future being able to shout back answers to those questions. And there's also some games, some contests going on right now, so pay attention. And we will, let's see, I'll go to the phones, not too long, but tell me a little bit about the fear, because I feel like the most important elements in my career were when I took a huge risk, threw it out there, I sort of went naked.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you fall on your face, but other times it works. And so those have been the most successful moves in my career. But talk to me about this one, because certainly there's a lot of fear bound up in saying to the world that you bought a truck and you put a camera in it, and now you're going to go take pictures of the world.
Yeah, I knew if I was going to do this, everything that I'd been doing before was going to have to change, and to really focus on this, I couldn't have one hand in a photography career. I felt, one hand in a photography career and one in my life. So I'm like, I redesigned everything, and I'm like, just stop doing all that and just work. I wanted to work on myself and work on my thing. Like felt like I reached a point. It's like I think you got to reinvent yourself once in a while, and it's definitely that time. just wanted to push myself further, and that's kind of how we got to building that. And then,
Well, where's the fear factor come in? Because certainly, you put your life savings into the truck.
the fear, I mean, the first fear was obviously just failing, because it's like you're giving up everything. I moved from Los Angeles to the mountains, and I had a little house up there. I'm like, I'm gonna cut all my this, and the fear is if it doesn't work, then what, am I homeless? And that's a reality. And then there's a bigger fear. There's this fear inside that I am a failure, and that's insane. And then me and Lane been talking, and we're like, we built the truck, and it works. And now we're even more afraid because there's like a fear of success. And that's crazy. It's like, am I subconsciously trying to not allow myself to succeed or not feel good and be like, it's okay to make it, it's okay. Like, so
Right.
there's a lot of emotions, and this one's been really bringing it out of both of us. Like, we've been pulling and we've been feeling it a lot, so
Well,
yeah.
my belief is that what you guys are doing right now, and the work that's coming out of your hands and the truck is completely extraordinary. It's
Thank
very,
you.
very unique, and I hope that this lands you a little bit further down the road than you were 2 weeks ago, or,
Right.
or 2 months before that. Or I know it's been a long journey to date. Lane, what's it like working with a mad, crazy guy who wants to build a camera in a truck? How'd you fit into this? How'd you fit into this thing?
We have a lot of moments, I mean, for one, I like to build things, and that was something I've been interested in for a long time. And then, I met him, and when I first met Ian, I was actually not even doing any of the video stuff. I was just kind of helping build some things, and he had all these like contraptions and stuff, and he's pretty good at building stuff too, but like, like there was some weird
I have
things.
the ideas.
And so then we're trying to like combine our ideas. We've definitely butted heads a few times because it's like, no, make it this way, no, make it that way. And
Sure.
and so then we just kind of like, because the first challenge was just get the truck to shoot,
Yeah.
and
But there's no
it's-
subsidy. There's no dry run. There's no testing. That's like that's the part that's blowing my mind. Is how do you get good at something that takes 30, 40 minutes for a picture sometimes, or it took 10 weeks to build the truck, and the first picture, it's mistake after mistake after mistake, because there's no real handbook for what you're doing.
There's no
right?
blueprint. That's, yeah.
So how do you, you're documenting this story, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you documented the failure? Because that's an important part of where you guys have arrived, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked really hard on it, and then we went on this one specific trip, and it didn't go good. And Ian was just bummed out, and I made him do an interview, and he was pissed, that I did.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, sit on the bucket. And and he does it, and
It's a
we came out of the
metaphor.
interview, and I was like, man, that went great. And he's still bummed. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
10 minutes. It's not like he's all of a sudden feeling better. And he's like, this trip was a total waste. And so I look at things a little differently on the storytelling side of things, because I'm like, no, that's important. Like, this is a big part of it. And then I think that failure, and like he was talking about the fear, I think it really showed through. And then people can connect to that, and they say, man, I felt down, or like we all feel it. Like, we all have our moments where you're like, I'd rather watch TV today than do anything worthwhile, And so,
Well, what you guys have put out and the videos that you've made to tell the story have been very, very powerful. And that is what hooked me into knowing about what it is that you guys are doing. And I was immediately inspired. I've been a preacher of be different, not incrementally better,
Right.
forever. So you guys have been a huge, huge inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, you have been a very big inspiration to us, believe it or not. And I don't know if you know this, but before we even came on the show, like when we were working on this truck, do you remember what I told you? What was it?
So he's, at that point, this was a little while ago, and quite a while ago, and I hadn't
We're
followed
talking
the
like
photography
2 years,
world.
a year, 2
Yeah,
years?
A couple of years
Yeah,
ago,
2 years ago.
And I hadn't been following the photography world, let alone the photography blog world. So I hadn't, heard of your show and heard of the tips and all the way that, that you had kind of exposed a bunch of really cool stuff, neat things that people could know. And Ian's like, there's this guy named Chase, and he just, instead of hoarding away his secrets of the trade, he said, I'm going to share it. Because if I tell other people how to do what I can do, well, then it's just a bigger community and we can all grow. And it became a real model for what we're doing, because there's we have technologies and things that we, really poured our hearts into building. And we're like, well, if we just show that on camera, then people can just copy it and make their own camera truck. And we're like, good.
Yeah.
Let's let them build one, you know?
And even in the sharing, it's like sharing deeper, like sharing about yourself, personalized, and yeah, just seeing like where you've taken photography, like I just feel like you really modernized it. Like this is the modern day photographer. I got my own show. I do commercial work. I do the Seattle 100 book, like, and you're doing all these things, and it's not so much like, okay, I'm the guy, I show up, take the picture. It's like Chase Jarvis is your brand, and we look at that and we're like, this is insane, and we're gonna do a little different, but isn't that amazing? Isn't that like, when that's where we want to go?
Well, this is like
now we're here.
Yeah. But that's beautiful full circle, because that is like when I find things that are unique, I'm borderline obsessive. Like, oh my God, who are these people? I want to know them. This is living the different, not just better mentality. And so well, thank you for saying that.
Well, yeah.
I appreciate it.
I mean,
but to put the light back on you guys, what you are doing, it truly is different, and it should be of no surprise. And I think the traction you'll continue to get with what it is that you're doing is, I think you're just at the beginning of your ride, man.
Yeah, I mean, coming from you, that's, that means so much, because we need that little push. And what gets us too is like people write on Facebook and they're like, go, keep going. And that's, people don't think that adds up, but it adds up. I mean, you probably have down days and you're like, oh, I can't even get out. It's just overwhelming. And guys are like, thank you, Chase, you're cool. Keep going, your pictures are rad. And you're like, I am? Okay, I can't let these people down. I gotta keep going. And that's how we feel. I mean, we really do.
That's great. And I'm sure we can fire up the internets. So if you've got a second and you're next to a computer and you can send a tweet out for these guys, that'd be great, so that they can hear and feel your enthusiasm for what it is that they're doing. And I know what you're waiting for. You're waiting for us to start taking pictures. So it's in the not too distant future. We'll get there. Just a couple more questions with you guys. So you have a project, something about America, right? You want to take pictures. So talk to us about your current project, so that the world can get behind what it is you're doing. Because it's hard to get behind just a couple of guys in a truck. But what is it that you're doing, and what do you want to tell the world when you're doing it?
Like our dream is to travel through America and photograph it, but more importantly, it's to connect everyone in America. And what's interesting about America is I don't look at it like, well, America's the world. Like the Indians are the only people that are from here. Everyone else, the world has met here one way or the other. It's like when I go through a major city, I'll go through every country in the world within that city, and it's spread out all over. So I think
it is very diverse, relatively speaking, to the rest of the world.
We'd like to go through.
It's sort of a signifier for like if you have a truck, you're bound geographically, theoretically, to North America and South America, right?
Big.
But it is sort of a signifier of a salad bowl of a lot of different types of lettuce and veggies all piled together, and if you can capture that with your truck, you have a goal of just driving and shooting, and when do you know when you're done with something like this?
I think it's a lifetime. You're not ever done, and then we'll go on to something else. But I really think we're all connected in one way or another. Even though we think we're not, and we have our little separate worlds, but everything affects everyone, and I really believe we're all connected. And I want to connect the dots, and that's where the internet comes into the 1800s process.
And I gotta say, it's the power that I felt yesterday when we shot a test shot, when you see a one-of-a-kind thing that comes out. We'll talk a little bit about the technique in a second. It's a technique, it's 150 years old, called wet plate photography, and that's when there's only one of these things, right? It's more of a painting than it is a photograph.
Yeah, that's a big compliment too, because I really look to painting, like painting is my...
Those are my heroes as well, the painters of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, 50s, 60s, 70s in New York. They not only changed and influenced painting, but changed and influenced art. Like they made art about art. There's a sort of meta layer there that I found amazing. And what you guys are doing, and when I think this connection that you keep referring to, when I look at that, I feel connected to the person in the project, and I watch you connect with the subjects.
That's what's really cool.
And they keep saying the same things. Like we asked these subjects, we haven't put out as many videos as people we've shot already, because we've just been stacking things and trying to keep up. But, everyone keeps saying the same things. And people that you would think would be really different and really maybe have a different viewpoint. And so it just kind of makes you wonder. It's like, wow, man, maybe we're all a little more similar than we think.
It seems like we all want the same basic things. And you ask someone the same question, and most of the time people respond the same way. It's really interesting. So we've been like learning a lot too along the way. And
Well, this is a great way of getting people to open up. I feel like it's incredibly slow, right?
yeah.
See, I mean, it is. Like, you want to talk about the process? So
Right,
again, I
yeah.
keep alluding to the to us shooting a couple of pictures today, but tell the folks at home about. And again, I'm Chase Jarvis. We're at Chase Jarvis Live here. If you've got questions for Ian and Lane, questions about fear, questions about breaking through as an artist, they want to know, and we want to know, and hashtag CJ Live will get us to answer your questions. So. So talk to us about what's going on inside that truck, or like how did you figure this shit out, and what goes on in that blue? Baby blue is a nice color for that truck too.
Yeah, we thought about painting it, but we're like, let's just roll it. Like, it is what
It looks
is.
great. It looks
Yeah.
great. But talk about the mechanics just a little bit, so folks
Mechanics.
understand what wet plate photography is and how the hell you built that into a truck.
Right, it's the wet plate process. I won't go too,
Yeah, don't go in
too
the
nuts
weeds
and
for sure.
bolts, but you we have a film and we pour it over a surface,
Mm-hmm.
and then this film coats over the metal plate, and then we take this plate and we put it into silver, and that silver gets embedded into this film material, and then it's a light sensitive thing, and then we put it up in the truck, open the lens, boom, exposure. We take that down and develop it and fix it and wash
Sure.
it and like normal, but
And then so it's an image that is right
on
exactly
there, and we do it, and
on the sheet.
there's no negative, there's no print, and yeah, when I started, I was making little ones, and then I wanted to make enlargements, and I'm like, wait, this is contradictory to what it is. I'm all, why don't you just make them the size you want? And that's where that was born. So
Fascinating.
yeah,
There's not, I guess, let's talk about the DIY aspect of it, because you guys are blueprinting this thing out of your mind and
this
making
is
it come,
DIY right here.
making
I'm
it
telling
come
you.
together. But is it possible for people at home to do this? Like, you guys, did you
Absolutely.
have some background in chemistry? Did you have a
No.
background in auto mechanics and customizing vehicles? Did you have a
I think you just have, where you have a will, you'll do it, and you'll make it happen. And I wouldn't suggest people to copy, but I'd just go for it, like try.
well, whatever your thing is, right?
Right,
Whatever
try, even if it's just,
Well, how long did it take you guys to pull that truck together?
took us a good year. I mean, and I'd worked on it in LA for about a year. So about 2 years. And then,
Was it worth it?
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
So that's one of the things that I feel like when I talk to other artists, it takes balls to put 2 years worth of your life into something and not know what the end result's going to
Yeah.
be. But I also don't know anyone who's really achieved great success or has really stumbled into the thing that is the meaning for them in their lives without it. So, am I smoking something, or did
no,
you have to go deep to get that buzz?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What do you think about that, Lane?
Well, we worked so hard on it, and we were pushing and pushing and pushing, and then it's like, we just got to get this thing built. We just got to get this thing built. We just got to get this thing built. And there were lots of challenges, but it was also a really exciting time. So, if you're doing what you love, it's not like it's work at all. You can
So,
work the
okay,
longest
let's
days
focus
Earth.
on this for a second, because I think if there's a takeaway, I want to have some very specific takeaways from today's show. That, to me, if it's work, it's not. If you're doing what you love, it's not really work, right? So, in the way that I've looked at it, and tell me if this is the same as you, that when I come against, and I've come against lots of obstacles, right? But when you're doing what you love, is it for you the same as it is for me, that these obstacles are just sort of like speed bumps or road bumps in the way, and that for the people who are in my line of work who are going to come to that same obstacle, whether it's emotional, financial, what kind of
Right.
work am I going to shoot, how technical is it, whatever these roadblocks are, if you want it bad enough, it's not really a roadblock, it's just a sort of hesitation. But for someone who doesn't want it, like if there are other people out there who want to be wet plate photographers, you have to want to do that so bad, because it's so slow, it's so old-fashioned, it's so
Yeah.
hard to replicate, it's so hard to share on the internet. So does your experience line up with my own?
Yeah, and as you're talking, I was kind of thinking about it. I mean, you think of love, and you think of any relationship, girlfriend, mom, it takes work. Love isn't handed to you. You know, there's good times, there's hard times, there's financial time. Everything you said, I'm like, well, that applies to life. And if you love someone, you're gonna make it work. It takes work, but the end result is amazing, and that's what we go for, and that's what we strive for. And so, yeah.
Well, one of the things that's most exciting for me about this particular episode, and it is the wrap-up episode for the year, and it's not on accident that this is happening the way it is a lot of folks in the audience and the audience at home, I think they find it interesting to have super famous stars and people who have their name in lights, but I think the real world is us artists, we artists, you guys who are in the trenches on a daily basis making shit happen, because that is the spirit that everyone, I think, in the room here feels. That is the spirit that everyone on the other end of these cameras, I think, wants to capture just a little bit of that sort of sometimes fleeting thing. So
Yeah.
you're a massive inspiration, guys.
Yeah, and then everyone else, like that spirit that they're working and they're trying to, maybe they're not famous or they are, but that spirit, that's what this truck was built on, with that just ingenuity. Okay, we're just gonna go do it. And that's kind of America,
Right.
you know? It's like, let's just do it. Let's
Figured out.
Yeah.
Figured out along the way.
Right.
Speaking of the ingenuity, there's a bunch of questions that are pouring in. I can't get to them fast enough.
Oh, wow.
I'm getting them here on my little Twitter feed, and they're hitting me with that monitor right there. At BDM Photo wants to know, what is the lens in the truck? Is it custom? Is it old? Is it an aerial lens? What is it?
That's what
So
we
you guys
don't-
don't need, I'll read
that's
those.
what
That's
we
my
don't-
cheap monitor over there. You guys look over here.
We don't really talk about the lens.
You don't want to talk. The lens is your gold, right?
That's our baby.
That's your baby.
It's a lens from a copy camera.
Got it.
So, I mean, if you research it, you'll find it. And you know what? People always ask me, what's this, that? It's like, part of the fun
It's figuring
is
it out.
figuring it out. Like,
Yeah.
if I just hand it to you, you won't be like, you won't have that same thing. And, yeah.
Well, let me throw this out there, that you could tell 100 people every single element of what it is that you do. You could draw a blueprint of it. And of the 100 people that you told, there's only 10 people that have the means, 5 people that have the heart, 3 people that will actually consider it, and 1 person who will actually do it.
Yeah.
And whether that 1 person is on the other end of that camera right there or not, doesn't really matter, because I think what you delivered to me, rather than the actual specifics of what it is that you built, is the inspiration around throwing yourself at something. Going back to the phones here, at Loaded Aaron says, what's the one thing you want to capture in that truck that would create the greatest challenge for you?
We want to photograph the president. I'm just going to put it out there.
You want to photograph?
Like, yeah, because we talked about it a lot. And
Actually, let me give him a ring real quick.
okay.
No.
Well, this process, it goes back to the 1800s, and one of the really iconic photos that I remember is Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
And it's like, for us to take this full circle and do that that'd be
All right.
The dream.
What I love about that is you're
The
putting it
dream.
out there, right? So,
I mean, who knows? I'm
Mr.
just
President, if
saying.
you're watching,
Oh,
Ian and Lane would like to take your picture. They'd like to be there next Wednesday at 9 p.m.
we'll be at the White House.
Knock, knock, knock. No, but you have to, that's what this show should be about, I feel like. It should be about throwing that stake out as far as you can throw it and saying what you want to have happen. And you guys are making it happen. So I don't think it's going to be long before you're standing in the backyard of the White House.
I mean, you know what?
with your blue ass truck.
Would you have to have dreams? You know? Dream.
Yeah.
Just dream and whatever. There's nothing wrong with that.
Got it. There's, again, lots of questions pouring in. And before we shift gears, I'm going to take a couple more. At J Sargent Photog says, are there any tips on fine art marketing?
That might be one for Chase. I mean,
My fine art career is really just, I'm only a year or 2 into it, and I'm still learning a ton about the museum, gallery world, and
the only thing I could say is, like, fine art, I don't really know, I don't understand all of it, but what I understand is whether you have a book that says, do it, are you going to paint a picture this way? Just do what you do.
Yeah.
And if people like it or they don't, that's always subjectable, and that you could die, and 150 years later they could open a garage and find our plates, and they're like, oh wow. So
Some spacemen are going to put your
I
shit on
think
Mars.
just put your heart into it and see what it brings back. That's all. And we don't know the answers to that one, right?
If we're, if we're proud of the work we've done, that's all we can do, because I mean, nothing's really certain. So at the end of the whole thing, when we look back on it, we look back at this like path that we've taken, I think it'll be pretty windy, pretty crazy, pretty bizarre.
Right. And that's the in here part, right? That's
Yeah,
the,
that's
yeah,
our
you have to be
marketing.
proud of it, and that's basically the only thing you can't do.
and that's your marketing.
That's our marketing. We just, finally, it's just like, just say it how it is, do it how it is. You fall down, well, we don't hide behind that. And we don't hide behind this. And this is what we produced. And people really have, they like it. It seems like, we get, yeah.
You get a lot of, I've read the comments. I've put my own comments down there as well.
Yeah.
So very, very inspirational. One more question before we sort of move on to the next segment here. Have you thought about, this is from at Andrew FTA on Twitter, and he asks, have you thought of doing glass plates? So why tin type as opposed to glass?
We're doing glass.
They are doing
We're
glass.
gonna, not yet, but we definitely have plans to do glass, and you gotta take steps. And glass is gonna create new challenges, and working in a confined space with a big sheet of glass, it could be a little dangerous. So so it's like I wanted to figure out.
In the dark.
Yeah, wanted to
We're in the
figure out.
dark with a big sheet of glass, running around bumping into shit.
Right, so we want to figure that out, and then, but glass, absolutely glass.
Awesome.
Yes.
What are you going to do with all these? What's the end result? Like what, you said earlier, like there is no end, but like, let's be realistic. If you just keep shooting and then you're just going to have a garage full of these things, people want to see this stuff. So what's the target? Where are you going with this?
Obviously, we'd like to show in museums and allow people to see the stuff, and but I also have this really weird dream, and me and Lane talked about it. It's like as we're going through America, I mean, imagine if we got like into Kentucky or something and we shot some guy and we had like an art show with those plates in the middle of a cornfield and just was like, okay, let's barbecue and hang out. So bringing art
to a place where it's
to
not.
a place to where they're not. And people can't just fly out to New York or San Francisco to go into museums, and maybe they don't even feel comfortable. My dad wouldn't go in a museum, but he would appreciate that. So it's like maybe we bring some stuff and put it down on the level with the people that we're shooting, and put it on our level and just open it up. And that's kind of like your style. It's like,
Yeah, accessibility is so important for
Yeah.
me, and making it so that the people who wouldn't otherwise have that information can have it, that whether that's democratizing photography, creativity, and its processes in this place, or in this case, the actual access to the end product, to the art.
Right.
So, well, I'll hope to see museum and gallery shows and cornfield art shows from you guys in the
It'd be
not too
fun.
distant future. So we're gonna shift gears now, if we
Okay.
can. Unless there's anything you guys like, we're gonna be on camera for another hour and change or more, maybe two. Anything you guys want to say to the world or to me before we shift gears?
One thing.
He's like, oh yeah, I got something.
Well, this one, the most important thing is that I just want to thank you for having us on here, and you're just so accommodating to us, and all your crew, everyone that's working on this has been so nice to us and so welcoming. Like we felt like we were home, and it's like, what do you need? Anything? And I just want to thank the whole crew. It's
Right.
been super cool to us.
You guys should pat yourselves on the back, except the guy who's actually operating the live camera. Everyone else, pat yourselves on the back. But thank you.
Chase, you've just been really accommodating.
Thank you
being here,
so
showing
much.
us around Seattle, and you're busy. It's
Yeah.
just been incredible.
You put us up in a nice hotel, and the manager mistook these guys for painters.
They're all like, if you're gonna, yeah.
I wonder why.
No, the guy,
He's like, hey, you guys can't be down here.
if you're working, you need to get up there. And I'm like, all
I'm
right.
in the penthouse, bitch.
No, I'm like, all right, I quit. Like I quit today. He's like, well, you gotta leave.
No,
we were kind of messing with him, but he thought we were some blue collar, and we like that.
Yeah.
That's our brand.
Yeah, we want to be in the trenches, right? We
Yeah.
want to be making stuff.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. I am at this point gonna give a little bit of insight into the next phase of the show. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
saying
thank
those
you.
things. That makes me and my crew feel really, really good because we're so excited that you made the drive with the Blue Beast.
Yeah.
To, again, I'm looking to learn too because I haven't shot wet plate photography, so I know you're going to make me flip the switch on one of these pictures here today. And we have two exciting guests today. I'm going to name both of them. One is Chris Ballou. Chris Ballou is the lead for the Presidents of the United States of America, a band that is near and dear to so many people. They sold a boatload of records and are still going strong. Chris has become a dear friend. You may have seen he and I did a Pokemon video and a commercial thing for Nintendo not too long ago. That was a real blast getting to work with Chris. So we're going to take his picture soon, and I'm going to have him on in just a second. And Ishmael Butler. Also an amazing artist in a different vein than Chris. Chris is the front man for a three-piece band. Ishmael, you guys may have heard of the Diggable Planets, which was a huge breakout hip-hop group in the early 90s. I think he won a Grammy, if I'm not mistaken, for Best New Artist or something like that. And his new project, Shabazz Palaces, is taking the hip-hop sort of genre by storm because it's so unique. So these two iconic folks are here in our studio with us today. They're right over there somewhere, and we're gonna take their picture today.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to. I'm gonna learn a lot, and I know their schedule is limited, so we'll try and move them through. I'd like to actually introduce Chris and have you come on stage right now. A round of applause for Chris Ballou. Hi, buddy. Have a seat. Move that pillow. I know these guys.
Is this the crying pillow?
Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, before we do anything, I need to address something you guys are talking about, which is fear. I've had some really great revelations lately, things I'm reading, things I'm absorbing, and how I'm being creative that have led me to this insight that I need to lay on you.
Okay, cool.
Fear is your ego suffering under the illusion of time. Now let me explain.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta slow down for a second. Fear is your ego
'Cause
suffering under the influence of time.
No, the illusion of time. So time is only relative and relevant in the context of fear, really, because fear is about, or regret, maybe, or even hopes. It's positive and negative. Okay, you can look at the past, right? You can think about what you achieved and what you didn't achieve. You can think of the future and think of what you may achieve and hope for and what you are afraid of, right? These, the danger is that when those wonderments and those kind of musings become fused with who you think you are,
Right.
they are not who you are. They're a complete illusion. The only thing that's real is the razor sharp now. This is it, the moment, right?
Right.
And by trusting that now is all you have, you can immediately begin making decisions based on how you feel right now. Like, I don't like this, I'm out of here, or I like this, I'm here.
Right.
That will then steer you down the path towards your ultimate creative goal, or, you know, even if you're not a creative person, it can steer you toward happiness instantly. I mean, heaven is right here,
Yeah.
waiting for you in the moment. The door is super, super tiny to your happiness. It's not a big palace, it's a tiny thing. So, I mean, that would be something, I love the topic of fear because it's something that I wrestled with a lot. And I've come through that tiny, tiny door and found my bliss making music for little tiny children. And being around them, the 0 to 5-year-olds that I hang out with as I make this music, they are enlightened. They are living in that razor sharp moment all the time.
Yeah,
So I get to be with that. So there.
That's cool.
Yeah, man, that's
really neat.
That was heavy. He just came in. It was like,
I'm standing over here like, let me end this conversation.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because really it's interesting. I feel like what we do as creative people is if you access this little tiny door, what you do is secondary to your actual purpose on the planet, which is being. I mean, we're human beings, you know, we're not human doings. If you can allow yourself to just be and be still, everything you need will flow in. It's a very cool thing.
Man, some sagely advice. You've been on set for like 45 seconds.
Yeah,
We're all
yeah.
just
And
like,
that's it. I'm out.
We're like, okay.
Right? Ian's gonna start crying.
I'm
right.
gonna lay on the couch.
Yeah, come on
Okay,
here.
hold on.
Hey, you need the crying pill.
Okay. So in 4th grade, you know,
Tell me more. Tell me more.
No, I love. See, this is what I love. And I knew you'd be a great subject. So thanks a lot for taking time out of your day.
You bet.
You guys need to start.
Yeah,
You're going to
we
move
gotta
some stuff
prep.
around, right? So
Okay.
I would say go do your prep. I'm going to visit with Chris for a little
Okay.
bit and talk a little bit more about fear and going through it. While you guys get the amazing big blue truck ready to rock.
we gotta open the door.
You
right?
got to do
'Cause
whatever
it's
you got
gonna-
to do. Yeah,
little bit
bring,
of ruckus.
bring the noise,
You'll-
bring the heat,
yeah.
the ruckus.
You'll hear a little noise. We'll be back there.
Yep,
just
go
tinkering.
get that
okay.
thing ready because that's
All
what
right.
people are here to see.
All right, cool. See you in a minute.
Chase.
Yeah, we're gonna don't go far. I
right.
appreciate you shaking my hand, but I'm gonna come over there in just like 90 seconds, sir.
I'll scoot down the proverbial late night couch.
Yeah, how about it, man?
Yeah.
It's nice to visit. We haven't seen each other for a couple months, maybe.
I know.
What have you been up to? The idea that
Well-
you leaked it right there. The fact that
Yeah.
you've transcended from that's the garage door going up, you folks in the internet. And again, I'm here with Mr. Chris Ballou, the lead of Presidents of the United States of America, and now this new kids project that he's working on, Casper Baby Pants.
Check it.
Right there. Aw. So if you have kids, like I've watched people line up like they're lining up for like Nelly Furtado shows. There's a bazillion people out in front of this thing, and it's to see your band sing to 5-year-olds.
Yeah, it's really just me. I had a little trio for a while, but I felt like it was too much music. I'm really interested in focus and minimalization in music now. I'm trying to focus the sound way down to the bare minimum instruments and vocals that get the song to be up front. I'm kind of talking about ego and stuff. I'm really trying to understand how my ego works. I mean, the ego is a parasite. It's not you.
Yeah,
You know
thank
that
you.
chatter in your head, right? That, should I do it? Should I not do it? I wonder how this will be received.
Will
or
I be
this and that.
cool?
Yeah, that chatter is a parasite. And if you can actually step back and watch that conversation, that's you. So Descartes had it wrong. It's not I think, therefore I am. It's I watch myself think, therefore I am.
There's some meta shit going on there.
Yeah. So, all that being said, the point is that I think why parents and kids are attracted to the music is because I'm making it from a place of absolute peace and joy, and it's in the music. Also, Ian was talking about history, right?
Yeah,
About
there's a reference there for
analog and digital. Well, I've been going way back now and listening to old folk music, old prison work songs, spiritual music, early blues, levee camp hollers from the 1890s.
Wow.
And taking sort of the sway and DNA of that music and kind of applying it to my own stuff, because that music, a lot of that music was made by people under duress to survive, right?
Sure.
There's a soulfulness in
Yeah.
that music that is like it's not about, look at me, I'm clever, I'm writing a new hit song. This is like, we have to get through the day, we have
Right.
to get,
Stay alive.
we have to stay alive.
Yeah.
And music in a lot of situations was the difference. A song was the difference between your spirit being broken and surviving. So there's something in there that I think is really essential. And I love to bathe in that pond and then scoop that, that musical DNA out of there and kind of incorporate it into some of the stuff I do.
Well,
for
I've
kids.
also, the kids stuff is really powerful. I mean, I went to a concert and enjoyed the hell out of
Oh,
it.
where'd you go? Which
The
one?
town hall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was standing in the back there trying to pretend I was 5.
Nice.
No, but it's remarkable. And actually, do you remember at that benefit auction, I purchased you writing a song for my nephew
Yeah.
Ryder?
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
Exactly.
We got to get
Yeah,
that.
we gotta
get
get
you in the
that down,
studio.
going.
But I also heard a rumor that you got a couple other things in the hopper, right?
Couple
Other projects. Do you not want to talk about?
No,
them
that's
on
fine. I mean, the Casper thing is, this is the 6th record, and it's just, I'm in that zone that every creative person wants to be in, where, I feel like, Picasso in his most prolific
prime.
stage. I just cannot stop making stuff because now I've discovered the connection to history. I feel like I've opened a door into this like vast well of inspiration, and it never stops. It feeds my own original
Let's get
stuff.
tactical for the folks at home.
Yes.
how do you get to that door? How do you find the door? How do you open the door? What are you doing to sow the seeds that allow you to do that?
Just R&D, research and development. Get online, look around. Smithsonian Institution. Alan Lomax, I'm reading a book called The Land Where the Blues Began. He's the guy who documented the blues when it was gonna die in the 20s and 30s.
So you're finding the thing that you love, and then you're learning about that thing historically.
You gotta dive back, gotta swim backstream or whatever. Go way back to the seed, you know, like.
Do you feel like you're committed? You're overcommitted if you say, is it too much of a commitment to say, I really like this, I like blues, I'm gonna go deep into the blues? Is that scary for you? Because
no.
You know, when you say you like something, you're sort of denying. 10 of the things.
No, but I'm not.
This is a Nietzschean argument.
Yeah, very important dynamics that I've discovered about music is that, you know, I'm not a preservationist and I'm not a exclusionist, I guess you'd call it, where, you know, I am a banjo player that plays, you know, hillbilly music and that's it. I've never really understood how you can pick one kind of music.
I've never understood how, like, again, a lot of the folks at home are visual artists that are people that are watching us here, culturally curious. Folks, and they're told, and I've been trying to debunk this my whole career, that you should do one thing and do it the best and be the best at that thing. And no disrespect, but I felt like once I had something technically mastered, it was actually limiting me to only do that thing. Because what is interesting to me is taking elements from outside that thing and bringing them to it and remixing it.
Synthesis.
Yeah, a synthesis of ideas.
Yeah.
And if you're not out getting other ideas, if you're not looking historically, if you're not looking at other masters, if you're not looking at guys like Ian and him doing something so different, it's really difficult to create that synthesis. So what's your creative method? Because that's one of the things that everyone always asks of the guests on our show.
Yeah, well, you know, with songwriting, they come from 1,000 directions. I mean, one day I was opening the refrigerator to get a juice and a song fell through the ceiling into my head. I just started singing it and I ran into the studio and recorded it. Others take 20 years of pecking at them or building it up and realizing that only one line is really valuable and getting rid of everything and then building from that line. They all come from these weird, or one is maybe, research and development, getting online, finding this cool, weird, holler from the 1890s and kind of expanding it and changing the theme. And so it's a million places, man. It's everywhere.
That's what I was afraid you were going to say.
I mean, it is. It's funny, you know, though, once you find your direction, all of a sudden the palette gets limited naturally. Because say I'm making music for little kids and their parents, right?
Yeah.
What I don't want to do is do the Toy Story 2 wink wink this joke's for the parents thing. Leaving out the kids, or vice versa, where the parents get left out.
Focusing on
I'm trying to get them to merge by going back in time to old music that is human. Alan Lomax also found that the same themes and melodies were cropping up in South America and in the Mississippi Delta. He was like, is there a human music, you know? And I feel like in those rhythms there is, and people respond to it because they're human beings, not because they're kids or
Sure, let me take you out of music just for a second.
Yeah.
And just into creativity and art generally.
Okay.
The music you're making right now, the art you're making right now, is very different than the art you made just 5 and certainly 10 years ago.
The secret is it's not.
Okay. I need to hear more. How is the music for 5-year-olds different than the playful jingles that sold hundreds of thousands of records for the presidents?
It's the same glowing core. In fact, I was listening to a lot of the same old music at the time. I just didn't understand how important it was, but it was rubbing off. It's the same core. The difference is that the presidents had an outer crust of innuendo, sexuality, and tension between innocence and innuendo that made our best songs snap, crackle, pop, you know? The trick was, I am not a master of that dynamic. And I didn't even really understand that was our dynamic. I wasn't self-aware back then. So
Sure.
It's kind of like if you did a painting with your eyes closed and it became super famous and people were like, do it again, do it again.
Right.
I don't know, I just made it up, I'm sorry. So there was a lot of pressure there, and not being able to identify the source of that pressure was really disorienting. Over time, though, I decided, I quit the band in '98 to kind of reset, hoping to find what I did find eventually. But So the secret is it's really just a step to the left. It's just I've removed that outer shell of innuendo, and I'm still the innocent core. It's just a different palette and a different.
Sure, but you've got this. You got to challenge you a little bit here. You've got an audience that says, play your hit, and are you compelled to play the hit?
Oh, I love the hits. I love them.
Good.
I learned. I was in Beck's band when he started out.
Okay.
I was the only member not from LA, so I lived with him, and we drove all over LA having these amazing conversations about his transformation. And he didn't like Loser, and he lamented ever releasing it, and he felt like he had to work hard to deconstruct this image that song had constructed in the media about him, and it was a real struggle. And so I sat next to him and watched this like storm of conflict and thought, I am never going to release a song unless I totally love it. And in the Presidents, that was our democratic
ethos,
credo. It was like, if we look at the set list, if any one of us looks at one of those songs and goes, it's out for any reason. No reason. You don't even need a reason.
And then if you folks at home can apply that to your own work, if there's not something that you're super fired up about, the ability, the willingness, the desire, the mandatoriness of saying no is perhaps the thing that you need to hold on to the most.
Yep, ego control, people. Ego control. Because you can get really excited about, like maybe this is the shot where I use that new light
truck.
Filter. It's truck. Yeah, right. I mean, even that's true with the truck and all the stuff behind it. You still have to make something that works without you explaining it.
Right.
And with the kids' music, my goal is I'm trying to make something that goes into a tense environment where new parents or are overwhelmed, they don't sleep.
Right.
Even the most well-educated, empathetic human can get irrational if you don't sleep for 6 months. I'm trying to step in and be like, hey, here's some energy that is intelligent and thoughtful and musical, and you can all enjoy it, and maybe that'll help kind of smooth it out. So anyway, purpose trumps ego is the thing. What are you trying to say?
I think that might get retweeted a little bit by the thousands of people that are watching. Purpose trumps ego.
Purpose trumps ego. Make your t-shirts.
There you go. Give you a cut, right? Cut to Chris Ballou. So I'm going to change gears. That was all like sagely advice. Thank you for just walking in, sitting on the couch. I feel like I should be laying down and
Want the crying pillow?
Yeah, I'll take the crying pillow in a moment here. But to shift gears, they got just a minute or two left of their prep, so we're going to go over there and get your photograph taken in just a second. And in the meantime, the transition I'm going to drop on you here is you've been in front of a lot of cameras.
Yeah.
So for the folks that are at home who photograph you and people like you for a living, or they're aspirational, they're trying to get there, talk about what it's like to be on that side of the camera, because there's a very the creator, the documenter, and the people that are in the audience are not always on that side of the camera. So what can you give these folks some advice on what it's like to be over there?
Interesting. I haven't really thought much about it, but now that you mention it, I guess I just look at the camera as a portal to one other person, maybe. I'm looking through the camera at one person. I always like to reduce crowds and masses to one, as far as how I address them, how I speak.
Right.
Because I feel like then I am kind of only speaking to one at a time, really.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like this little sort of bottleneck into one other person's
Any do's or
world.
don'ts? Or are you finicky as an artist, or are you pretty much, you realize that you're working with another artist and you're going to sort of...
Well, this is interesting because usually you take 1,000 shots and you surf through them and pick one, but this is just one. So.
And it's going to take 20 minutes to develop after that one. So
Yeah.
you get one.
I better don't get it wrong.
Right.
But I have always wondered, those old tintypes, everybody's real, furrowed brow and dark sockets and why nobody smiles in those things.
I don't know.
So I think a big smile would be in order.
All right. That's great. If you can hold that for 10 seconds, because that's how long the exposure is.
I can hold it for 10 years.
Show me for 5 right now. Show me.
Maybe not that goofy.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's
a trick. It's a trick. I always like to portray when I was a little kid and I used to look at magazines, rock stars, they always look so kind of
rad,
important. Yeah, I know. And I was like, if I ever get there, I'm just going to be a goofball. So I got to do that. So that's every time I'm in front of a camera, I think it's my opportunity.
You're good at being a goofball. You're
Thanks.
one of the best entertainers I've ever seen live. I'm a big fan. And now I just got a cue that it's time to get your picture taken.
All right, let's go look at this.
This is going to be interesting.
Sucker.
So, again, this is where the formality of the presentation for you folks at home breaks down. You get to see a little bit behind the scenes here. It is very non-fluid. We've got all kinds of stuff piled around, so bear with us. But come on, internet, why don't you come with me? All right.
All right.
So, first of all, it was snowing earlier today, by the way, so we nailed it on the timing. Why don't you tell, hey, there's Willie. You haven't met Willie yet. Willie, say hi. Oh, where's the internet? Oh, the internet's up there.
Hello, Internet.
Hey, hello, internet. So why don't you tell us what's going on here, Ian? And
Okay, so we're gonna photograph you. We'll make a photo of you, and
Which, by the way, you're getting to photograph a president, whether you like.
yeah. Hey, see?
president, but
See, it came true immediately.
All right.
Nice.
See, you just have to ask.
on live television. Put it
have
out
to
there in
ask.
the world.
Okay, so the way this works, we're gonna go in there and we'll set the focus on you.
Right.
And focus works. It's like in a matter of inches. So
Right.
we'll use this. We'll get it to the right height right here, and this will give you.
It'll tell you where
Yeah,
to
yeah.
start.
Stabilization.
And then it's a 10-second exposure, and it's a mixture of strobe and these lights. So I'll go pop with strobe, and then you'll be here for 10 seconds. Boom, and we'll count you off, and I'll be talking to you, so you're not.
Okay.
And don't be
Lost.
wiggling,
Yeah.
though.
No, be wiggling. I am shaking a little.
You're
bit.
cold.
it's a little cold.
We could
Yeah.
we could have a
But, you know.
jacket.
Yeah, do you want to have a jacket
until we
on
take
for
the
your
picture?
photograph?
Oh yeah, that's over there.
And then I was thinking with
can
your
somebody
guitar.
grab Chris's jacket? That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, guitar. Yeah. Where did the guitar go?
It's over there. Or
Yeah.
Okay.
We got people to take care of this
Okay.
stuff. Everyone's excited to help. So,
Okay. Yeah, well, you can even wear one just to stay warm. Or I have a jacket right there too. You
Okay.
could
Oh,
just.
we'll get it.
Because it is kind of cold.
Yeah. The stylist is.
What color is it?
What color is your jacket?
Black. It's a black jean
It's
jacket.
black. Hey, he's a musician, man. He only wears black.
Black and white.
Cool. Well, I'm going to step out for just a second and use the boys' room.
Okay.
Okay.
While you guys are starting to get this set
Get
up,
this
I'll be
set
back
up.
in just a short bit here.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let me just put this on where we got set. You want to hand me that guitar? This is the guitar I learned to play guitar on when I was a kid.
So, Lane, will you set that thing? I mean, we're gonna have to
You guys
adjust
go do
you
your
a little bit, but I think for the photo, based on what you said,
Yeah. Yeah. Give me some direction.
yeah, I was thinking it was more like a moment of even with your eyes closed, which is really strange, but
I like it.
it was like in
it.
and it's just really relaxed, and you can
Yeah.
hold this piece however you want. And
hug it.
See, that's a really intimate moment. That's you, and that's
Yeah.
it. This is gonna be awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So I'll just talk to you, Lane, and then help me move this around, and me and Willie are gonna
So
go.
it's
in
okay
here.
if I tip my head like this?
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll set it all. We'll get it right to that point. So yeah.
Sweet. So
I'll
I'm gonna
leave
have
the
you stay
jacket
there.
on for now, but I'll take it off for the shot.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So we gotta go in here and then we gotta focus. It takes a
Gotcha.
minute.
All right, so I'm gonna set up
get a-
this this
do you
piece
have
on the
those
back
gloves?
of your head here.
Okay, let's
And
get
then,
a plate.
You can even
up here.
check it out. You can
And we'll
see what
start
it's doing. It's got a little
flattening
bit of sway to it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's real important that we get your head in the same spot for when he does this focus.
Sure.
And when he takes the photo.
Right.
So like if you lean on it real lightly, do that
Yeah.
again for the photo.
Okay.
If you lean on it a little harder, do it the same
Right,
way.
got
so
it.
here, I'll set it up and I'll try not to
Okay.
jack you in the back of the head.
So you don't want me to move. You're going to move that in, right?
Yeah, I'll just move it to you, and then you can kind of adjust from there. Let's see, because we gotta. Ooh. Yeah.
I could hold this position all day.
Yes.
Before we get started, can we bring Chris like a foot closer?
Yep. Foot closer, yeah.
Try that.
Lane,
Yeah.
let's go about another foot.
Okay. Try not to step on your video feed here.
Cool. So I'll explain. Where's the camera? I'll explain explain a little bit of what's going on when these guys are working one another. If you folks on the internet up there can hear me. Doug, am I back on live?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm good? Okay, cool. So Ian is in that truck, and I know how bad you want to be in that truck. Ian is in that truck right now adjusting the focal plane so we can get Chris in the right, because it basically he's got to move some serious gear in there to try and get this to the right focus. And he's actually just, it's easier to move
You can lean
Chris.
your head forward
So
for
that's
one
what's going on
moment.
right now.
Oh, okay.
And if you're nice, stay tuned. We might there might be some way to get in that truck. So it's a little foreshadowing there. So as he dials Chris in here, boy, it's not warm, is it?
No, it's warmer nearer to the lights, though.
Yes,
which is nice.
yes.
Can I go closer?
That's right. Go to the light.
Go to the light like a moth. This is the guitar I learned to play on, so it's an important...
Seriously?
Yeah. My mom dropped a telephone on it when I was a kid, and it suddenly sounded way better. It cracked here. The crack's been fixed. Yeah, I've had it. It was popping apart here. I've had it all glued back together and re-braced and all this stuff, so it's just chugging along.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm hoping for the Willie Nelson worn out hole eventually. You know, he's got that guitar.
Yeah.
Plays it.
So what's going on right now inside that camera, again, if you're just now joining us, we will be taking your questions at #CJLive. Ian Ruhter, the man behind the camera truck, and the largest mobile camera in the world, is inside there right now working to focus on Mr. Chris Ballou. And we're about to shoot his portrait, first of a couple today. And if you stick around, you'll see some surprises a little bit later. It's really close?
Oh.
Sure.
Okay. No rain.
No
Yeah.
rain.
Let's we have to bring this one back.
My precious heat source.
The sun is leaving
It's
me.
not going that far back.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool. And then this one, we're gonna bring it back. We'll go back a couple inches on this one. It looks really.
I think that means you have to move.
You, the cameraman.
You.
Oh, you still stuck? Oh, you got it. Cool.
You hit that lock for me.
Yeah.
Great.
Straight back or diagonal?
Kind of no, just straight back, because this is our. Okay. Let's turn it this way. No.
Cool. Anyone who's paying attention to the internet right now, you want to let me know if there are any questions that I can be answering? You go ahead and keep a look at
I
that.
think
And
that's.
again, we're here with
That's
a
that.
camera truck with Ian Ruhter and making some wet plate images of Mr. Chris Ballou.
This is out of your shot.
So if you got questions, send them in, #CJLive, and
No,
I will
it'll
do my
be-
best to
it's a
answer
pretty
them.
straight on, so just keep it
I'm in the process of learning about wet plate. I've never actually tripped the shutter and put wet plates through the process, so today's going to be my first day. I'm very excited.
All right.
All right.
We'll set
me-
this.
we
I
ready
want
to
to do
set?
the
Yeah, you wanna
final
have it?
focus,
So I don't
and then
cash it
yeah.
in the head
And then
again?
we'll
as
do-
long as get to a place where you're not
Okay.
putting a lot of pressure on it.
On this.
It's just you can put a little, but not so.
Yeah.
And
I'll
then
make it consistent.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then hold it back
Is that
up.
what you're doing?
Yeah.
Hold that thing.
Thanks for the help.
Let's keep this so it's not too high, and then
Hey, Chris,
it
you
can
get this thing right behind
little
your nose.
bit,
Okay, a little down.
just a little.
Let's
and
do
then
another
just
little
that
twist.
embrace, and then eyes closed, and then just try to keep your face really soft.
Yeah.
And
What do you think?
okay, Chris,
my
Can't see the lens.
That's what I was thinking.
right? Okay,
Now
I'm gonna
again,
test
this,
these strobes
this
right here,
brace,
and you're gonna
the,
feel
the
like
focal plane is
pressure,
very, very,
like
very
you're gonna feel
small.
force.
So if you lean forward
really
even
a
an
lot of light,
inch, she's
so-
going to be out of focus. And so what this brace is something that can't be seen by the lens. Lightning. No, it's something that can't be seen by the lens. This brace, because the lens is on the other side of his head, and it keeps his head in the place where it needs to be.
Okay, Chris, ready? You're like, yep. The picture in 3. Now, I could even count it just so you're not,
Yeah.
it doesn't jar you, especially with
Sure.
your eyes closed. You're
That's
like,
good, yeah.
So I'll go 1, 2, 3. I'll open the thing.
Yeah.
And, okay, close your eyes. I'm going to, okay. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, boom. And then I'll count you about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You didn't even move. Like,
Yeah.
statue.
Perfect.
Like,
Statue.
It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, good.
This is gonna be a cool moment.
Yeah. I think so too.
He was like, Chase was like, too much. I'm doing a show. I'm entertaining.
No, I love it, man. I'm
Dinners.
fucking
Woo!
pumped.
The flash cam.
No, do you want to do
No,
that?
I want you to do it, man.
Okay, I'll do-
my,
yeah, that's-
my turn's next.
that's what I
I'm
thought, right.
learning here. I'm learning
Okay.
just right alongside everybody
All
else
right,
at home.
Willie. So let me final focus.
Okay.
Final
Go
focus,
back.
And then I'll take off the jacket.
Yeah.
Well, actually, why don't I take off the jacket before you
Okay.
take
Okay.
off this? Yeah, I want the polka dots to.
I like the polka dots.
Yeah.
I'm not mad
Polka
at
dots
that
to come
either.
on through.
That's the look.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got this in a mod shop in Camden in London.
In London town.
London.
I was in London town on Monday and Tuesday this week.
I love the London town.
It was quite foggy, London town.
All right, Ian, how are my hand positions?
What's that?
How are my hand positions? You like where things are? Like,
Give me one sec. Let's see. They're actually really good.
it's gonna be good.
Okay, so stay
Just don't touch the.
there. You can open your eyes and kind of relax.
Okay.
Tape. Okay. All right, Willie.
I'm gonna keep my head where it is, though.
Yeah, I mean you can kind of move from there, but just
No, I think I'll just stay.
okay. I like that too.
Yeah. I don't want to have to try to recreate exactly where I am.
Right, right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, so we're gonna pour it on. Mm-hmm. Then we do that, and then we put it in the silver. Mm-hmm. And then it's 3 minutes. Pull it out, set it back right where I had it, and then we'll take it. But
Okay.
talk you through it.
So you
we
got
gotta-
3 minutes.
so
Okay.
just-
I'm gonna do some deep breathing because when it comes down to it, I can hold my breath for like a minute. So
Wow.
I'm gonna take a deep breath before we actually do it, and I'll just be stock still.
okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
We might have to hire you to do all of our demos. Like we got this
There's
guy,
a
he
certain
can do
moment in
anything.
time where
Yeah.
Ian's work looked very
Okay.
similar because it was all of
You
Chris
ready?
Ballou from this point on.
Well, might as well just do it, right?
It's a good opportunity for me to do some deep breathing. Join me out there in internet land. Let's do 3 minutes of deep breathing.
So there's about 3 minutes of deep breathing happening. Some questions are coming in from the old internet. I think you're up there. So I'm going to ask you, Lane. At Chris Frozen.
That's me.
Chris Frozen says, "What's the largest plate you guys can produce?"
We can go, I think, really big.
Yeah. What's the largest you've
The
produced
largest
today?
we have produced is a
Yeah.
4 by 5 foot.
4 foot by 5 foot.
Yes.
And they're really, the limitation is the size of the truck ultimately, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Lots of things change when you start going big
Right.
like that. But yeah, the cool thing is that it's mobile too, though.
Right.
That's not a studio setup. We don't need.
Right, it's mobile. The future is mobile, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's not extremely mobile. It's
no,
not
no.
like,
No, I
we're
like
not
it.
off-roading in it. But
And then at Roger Herr says, where does Ian get the chemicals? And I think, so talk to me about the film.
yeah, the film is actually relatively simple.
Okay.
There's companies, I think we use a company called Bostic & Sullivan.
Okay.
But they sell kits. I mean, you just get on there and you buy a kit and you want to start doing it.
What is the kit that you would be using today?
The kit, it's like if you were to buy one of those from Bostic & Sullivan, which is what we do, we're just bigger.
Sure, but what is, you said buy the kits, like if they go to Bostic & Sullivan, they don't even know what to type in, like kit?
Sure, yeah, like they'll sell a wet plate collodion kit.
Wet plate collodion
It comes
kit,
with like
that's
your
what I was
black
looking for.
powder coated aluminum, the collodion, the silver, the developer. It comes with all the things you need to
Got it, to fix a wet plate.
to make it, you
Okay.
know. And then we actually just yesterday we released a video, and we took a Holga camera, converted it into a wet plate camera, and we kind of made a how-to video about shooting with that process. And
Okay.
by doing that, what we did is it's really cheap. It's like you take these little Holga plates and
Sure.
you shoot them like that, and so you don't need a 4x5 camera or an 8x10.
So there is a way
camera.
to do it yourself, and you can hack it, and you guys just released a video yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Where would
And
they go to find that video?
That's on our Vimeo site, Ian Ruhter.
Ian Ruhter, Vimeo.
Yeah.
Check that out, yo.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one right now. I can see all those kits getting bought up right this minute. It's like,
Well, we want it accessible.
Yeah.
Because if you want to shoot 8x10s, well, you got to buy a camera and a lens and a tank and all these little things.
Cha-ching.
We're like, let's do it with Tupperwares.
Right.
Like, it's not about being perfect.
right,
It's like you said, it's not about being better.
yeah.
You hear that? My buddy in high school built a pinhole camera, a huge pinhole camera, out of cardboard and duct tape for his senior project, and did prints that were about 5 feet by 5 feet.
Rad.
Like, yeah, it was cool. I mean, I feel, and I was a subject for a couple of them, so I feel a little bit like I'm having deja vu.
But
yeah,
it was really still.
You talk about hacking it. I mean, he just used cardboard, black paint, and duct tape.
It's up to you guys. I want you to be safe.
And a
Whatever you got to
hole.
do to get a job done.
That's what's cool, man. You just do what's do what's fun.
So Doug, our Mr. Audio guy, they've got a fan going in there just to let you know. If you do need to talk, just shout it out, whatever you got to do. It looks like Chris is ready.
We got 2 minutes in the silver,
Okay,
and then we'll put it up on the plate holder we have, and then
we'll do it.
we'll make a photograph. So.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm just in a zone, so.
Okay, don't get too
I could
cold.
do this
You can't
all
have you
day.
Shivering.
Cool.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm warm now.
We'll go back to some more questions because I know you folks at home are peeking out over this. I'm learning just as much as the folks at home, so I really appreciate you bringing me up to speed on this whole wet plate thing. I know just enough to be dangerous about it, but I'm looking for some more information. At Art Suite asks, what are the temperature constraints on this process that we're dealing with right here? Because it's 75 in here and it's 35 out there, so we hope that it's like 50 somewhere in the middle, right? No, but talk to me about the temperature constraints.
Yeah, temperature is a huge factor. So you guys invited us up to Seattle. It's December.
It snowed today.
I mean, we're like, let's go to Texas, but Seattle,
Right.
So temperature's a big problem. So we got like heat blankets in there, and we're trying to do anything we can to keep our stuff warm.
Okay.
And then obviously, we wanted to pull the whole truck in the studio and everything, but you just work with what you have.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we just missed being able to get in here because of the height of the air conditioning unit on top.
Yeah.
But
so cold's a big problem.
Okay.
Warm can also be a problem in the sense that some of our film can evaporate before we're ready to.
Cool. So at Web, if I can move on to the next one, at Web Connoisseur asks, so you're purposefully using the natural light, or is that the logistical issues of using a truck? And I will point to Mr. at Web Connoisseur that we've also it's mixed lighting, and so instead of just the natural light, we've got natural. 1 minute left. So we've got natural light, which is the light that's falling on Chris from the garage door being open, but we've also got these strobes. So talk to us about the light and tell us what we need to know there.
Sure. You just want to use what you have. So sometimes you have natural light, sometimes you have really nice strobes, and we have these HMIs that have been really helpful.
So that's what we're using here is HMIs that are daylight balanced, so that the daylight that's coming in here and the light that these things are putting out are the same, or at least similar enough. And then what kind of image is going to come off that plate? What's it going to look like?
I mean, the wet plate collodion images are really great. They're
translate
have like a silver. They kind of have a silver.
Yeah, that's
we're
what I was
making them
trying
with real silver.
Right.
So that's part of why they're really expensive to make. But then they have just that real glimmery, shiny kind of look to them. All the whites become silvers. So what would normally be a black and white photo is kind of like a black and silver photo. And
Cool. Let's see. What is at KD2017 asks, what's the formula for making sure focus is perfect? So there is no formula, right? But you guys have tried to mitigate that by having you have a little brace for Chris's head. Why don't you walk through what Ian's doing in there to make sure that focus works out? Tell the folks at home.
Sure. Well, just like how here, you have your lens going to him, and that distance needs to stay the same every time. Inside the camera, there's a similar measurement. It's exactly the same. So it has to stay exactly where it is, and it's real tricky because they're working inside this camera, and they're moving around, and it's totally dark. I mean, you can't see anything in there. And so you bump the thing once. It's like a holder that just keeps your film there. And you bump it once, and then your image is going to move out of focus, which, I mean, it isn't always bad either. You just
We're
have
trying
fun
to,
with it.
Yeah, trying to make art, not the perfect photograph, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. So some other questions about lights. They're still coming in. Oh, if people want to know, what's the Twitter info and contact info for Chris? Are you at Chris Ballou?
Oh, you know what? I'm more of a Facebook. I have the Twitter hooked up to my Facebook, so I do Facebook and then it automatically shows on Twitter. I think I'm at Casper Baby Pants though.
Got it. Facebook.com/CasperBabyPants.
Yeah, you can find Casper Baby Pants or Chris Ballou on there, and my website is babypantsmusic.com, which has all that stuff.
Baby
on
pants.
Baby
Breathe it in.
pants.
It always goes down.
Okay, ready?
We're getting real close.
Okay,
How you feeling, Chris?
good.
Okay, we're feeling good in here too.
I'm steady now.
Okay, we're steadying up the truck, and Let's do it on 3, okay? Okay, picture on 3. 1, 2, 3, strobe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You're good.
Woo!
You're good.
Clap. You gotta clap for
Yeah. Whoa. That's right. I go to a physical therapist who has me stand a certain way where I recenter my body to my pelvic area.
Sure,
She
this
has
is
me
nice.
She has me stand still for like 5 minutes doing that, and it's a similar feeling when you move again. It's like, wow, I have a body.
I love my body. Awesome. So, why don't you explain to the folks at home what's going on right now? Thank you for sitting still for so long, Chris. And so, what's happening in there now?
Well, we waited all that time for them to sensitize the film, and then they set it up, and we just flashed him and exposed the film. So, you know, he opened up the lens, let all the light in. That's going to create our image, and then now they have to go through a developer process and then a fixing process to stop the developing.
And that's a couple minutes, right?
And then it comes out.
What's the timeline?
Yeah, I'd say like 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Wow. Start the clock.
They're not in there feverishly shaking it.
That's
like
right. Yeah. It's been giant Polaroid. They're like, cool. So let's let them do their thing. We'll go back over to the couch.
All right. I gotta fill up some water real quick.
What's
for
that?
these guys.
Okay. Build some water.
Yep.
Come with me, internet. So thanks for holding still.
Yeah.
In these final moments
That's one
here
of my
before
favorite things.
before our image comes out.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to tell the folks at home? Anything remaining in these last few? Actually, let's one more time with your information. Your Twitter handle. So you're at Casper Baby Pants on Twitter, but you really prefer Facebook.
Yeah, I only have so much time in the day, so I just pick Facebook and hook everything else up to that.
Sounds good.
But the website, which has everything, all the links, everything you need, is babypantsmusic.com. Bam!
Bam! And one more time. Oops, that's an iPad.
I'm sorry, one more time?
One more time, that's an iPad. Boom. One more time, this guy here. Look at that.
Casper Baby. That's my wife, Kate, does all the art. It's her art that inspired me, too, by the way. I looked at her art, and I said, look, that is innocent, well-made, folksy, has animals, bright, has integrity. I want to make music that has all those adjectives, and I did, and it turned out to be kids' music. So through her art, I found my voice.
So are you counting album sales and stuff now, or is this direct to you? Like, what's the business side of it? It sounds totally different to me than
It's total DIY.
Yeah.
I'm a one-man label, run the studio, write all the songs, master the albums. Kate does the artwork. They're in the house. Get them duplicated and run my little label off a laptop.
That's rad.
It's a beautiful world.
It is. It's the future.
Technology is fantastic as far as connection, and I mean, Katie and I both have global cottage industries out of our house. It's beautiful. And currently, this album is #2 on the Easy Street Top 10. I only have to beat out Macklemore. So, if you're out there, Macklemore, I'm gunning for you.
Macklemore has been on the show, and great guy, good friend. And how about that? Number one on the, well, it's not just the Easy Street chart. He's like number one Billboard
everywhere.
right now.
Yeah, I know.
And kudos to him. Bing.
Golden.
Oh man, look at all the tweets that are coming in here.
Oh, look at that. It's Tweetalicious.
It is tweetalicious. How about it?
Yeah. Yeah, I love the way, I mean, you know, the trick with the internet is it's a great way to connect, but it's not the only way. So if you stop, I mean, if you don't go outside and talk to people, then you're in trouble. But
well
people
said.
vilify it in that for, you know, like, oh, I don't use it at all. I firmly believe that there's no one big answer anymore. You have to do everything, you know.
And in truth, that's part of there's a freedom in you being able to control the things that you want to control. To me, that has made all the difference in my personal career. When I feel like I can choose who I want to work with, when I want to work. Hopefully the jobs are coming in that I can say yes and no to based on what they line up with my either schedule or personal preference. Or so.
As long as you do good work, work will flow to you. Quincy Jones, I was on a talk show with him one time, and he said something really great. You cannot make your phone ring. You have to take whatever opportunity you have, do good work, do the best work you can, and that work will speak for you. And somebody will notice and say, who's that guy? let's get that guy. And then you do that second job, and you do the best, you know what I mean? And then it snowballs like that. Because I have a lot of people coming and like, how do you do it? How do you get started? And you can start right now by doing whatever you're doing at the moment, and do it with full joy, and you might find your way.
And I think there's something more there that is, if not only does doing your best work make the phone ring, but it makes you, it feels right to you. And those two things, they play off one another, and there's a little bit of a, what's going on? They're pouring water
They're pouring.
right now?
We better check it out.
Let's go check it out. The picture
Enough
is
yapping.
out.
Let's go check out the.
It's all done.
Oh man.
So
Wow.
one thing, there's one, we could ask your Twitterers what they think, but we missed on the pour, like, because it floated in that film and it didn't. So this is a question, is that
great.
Is that okay?
What do you mean, is that okay? This is your image, man.
No, I know, but
I think it's amazing. But there's these imperfections that I think are the part that makes it fascinating.
this really filled out the frame though, Chase, so it was,
All that, yeah, it did. But look at this,
we could rock another one if you want.
how do you feel about rocking another one, Chase?
Yeah.
An hour later.
I feel like I know his time is limited,
Okay.
and I know we've got.
Yeah, and you have another subject.
We do have another subject.
I'm not mad at that. I was asking because we have like so many creatives right here, so I get a really neat way, and I'm not even mad about it.
No, I think it's kind of.
But look,
Because
you
it's-
you get a sense of the depth of field here, because look at this is just your sleeve. Which,
Yeah.
Look at the difference between your bicep and your shoulder which is only like in the focal plane is maybe an inch and a half.
To me, it's not about the guitar. And you know how Polaroids rip on the corners, and we like want that. So I wasn't mad at it.
I love it.
Yeah, and plus it's kind of like what's going on in the.
In the
It's
void.
like in the void. Yeah. Yeah. The curtain. Pull the curtain back, kind of thing.
So this is water that you're rinsing in right there.
Yeah.
Can we get a good shot of
Wow.
that? Where's our camera
great, man.
overhead here?
Should I can bring it into that HMI light.
we got a camera that's got a great shot right here. And we
Well, I
got
might
this
as well
one.
just put it back in the water, but
Yeah.
it's really,
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, congratulations.
for live, I'm like, I'm gonna bring it out, and it's gonna be,
Yeah, right. Suck. No, it's
me and Willie are in the truck for like 30 minutes. We're like,
they never come out, right?
right,
No, no,
or
no.
like it just starts driving off.
Well, thank you so
the
much.
face is very in focus.
It's
I mean,
really,
you get-
really sharp.
You can
Yeah.
get pores, like an
No,
individual stubble going on there. Mm-hmm. Cool, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. My pleasure.
We could do some like,
Boom.
Yeah, these are chemical
Yeah,
gloves there.
thanks. Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yes, I'm so stoked.
So
Yeah.
one of the things that we talked about is trying to get you a scan of this
Yeah.
or a photograph of that.
Yeah.
And
It'd be awesome.
that takes some time because there's only one shop that does it right down in
Yeah,
LA.
and we're so limited resources, but
We'll get it to
We
you.
It is
have
kind of
to, yeah.
having the polka dots there is really instructive to the depth. That helps the depth of field.
pretty, huh?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get all like fuzzed out here.
Yeah.
It's super.
that's what's cool about that camera, and the depth of field's really shallow. And
Yeah.
Fascinating.
it's a fun one. I like that.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's-
even mad at that. That's like such a moment,
Oh yeah, it's a total moment. It's behind the curtain. It's like pulling it back.
right?
Healing it. Yeah. There's the universe.
Yeah,
Thank
Chris.
you so much.
There's
that's-
the collective
That's-
unconsciousness right
yeah.
there. All right.
Much respect. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
thanks for
coming and
having
being
me.
a guest today and sitting for a portrait for Ian.
Sure.
And how's it going, Internet? I'm Chase Jarvis. If you're just now tuning in, this is my good friend Chris Ballou, lead singer of the President of the United States and Casper Baby Pants. And this is my other newest friend, Ian Ruhter, who just used his big box truck camera to make this this wet plate image of Chris Ballou
In your studio.
in my studio in Seattle. It's
Pretty
very
rad.
grateful.
Like,
And we're
I-
going to do it again with another subject here. And I'm going to introduce that subject over on the couch in just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. And what do you need time-wise to get set for the next shot?
Where are we at, Willie?
Just got to put the developer down. And
So we could turn it around in 5 minutes if
Okay,
you want.
turn around in 5 minutes. I'll sit on the couch with Mr. Ishmael Butler
Yeah.
from the Shabazz Palaces, which is a hip-hop group. Oh, there you are. There you are. Where you that is lighting up the hip-hop scene, making incredibly unique music. That's it's on high rotation in my world. So we'll go sit down with him, and if you guys want to get another picture ready, then you're going to
Yeah.
walk me through it, right? And I have a little surprise.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I
like
have a little
surprises.
surprise to announce, which is if you stick around, we are going to go inside the truck. We have an infrared camera that we're going to take you in there, and Ian's going to teach me everything I'm going to pour the film onto the plate, and I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes, and I'm sure I'll blow it, but
look at like our mistakes.
Yeah.
mistake is beautiful.
Mistake.
What do we call mistakes? You know.
Opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm very
looking forward
confident.
to it, but we're gonna get dressed up. I'm actually gonna put on one of these like meth lab cook suits here.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking
Yeah,
Bad suits, and go inside the truck with a live camera, never ever been seen before. So thanks for giving us a special opportunity.
Yeah.
You guys want to reset the truck?
Yep.
I'm gonna go speak with Ish on the table or on the couch over there. And again, Chris, thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
having me.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye, Internet.
Bye-bye, Internet.
Wiped it.
And we're going to transition back over here. We have the smallest studio audience. These are just friends that are behind the scenes here. We normally have 50 or 100 folks, and not 100, usually about 50 people that by signing up for our email list, we announced that before so that you can actually come and join us here in Seattle. But we didn't do that for this because the studio space is already, we're at capacity. But we had some friends that crashed, and so I'm expecting a big round of applause from the 5 people that are sitting in the in-studio audience. Please join me in welcoming Ishmael Butler. Woo. Much respect, man. Much respect.
Likewise, thank you.
Thank you. You get yourself one of Chris's CDs. So you just watched that happen. You think you got it in you to sit still for 10 seconds? Definitely, you got it. So I was a huge fan. Did not know you were from Seattle. Was a huge fan back in the early 90s when you guys basically came out with a sound that I hadn't heard before.
Right on.
What was the genesis of the sound, and tell me where it came from and what that period of your career was like.
Well, basically the genesis of that sound was my early years at home. Soul, funk, R&B.
Was that here in Seattle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My father lived in New York though, and my parents weren't together, so I would go back and forth. But Parliament, Funkadelic, Prince, and then the early years of hip hop, Eric B. and Rakim, and Run DMC, and then Tribe Called Quest.
Tribe, huge. Huge influence.
Yeah.
Music generally.
Yeah.
And
Right on.
right on. Okay, mic's not working so well. There you go. So, all of those influences. Talk to me about the first and second album, because did you win a Grammy for that?
The first album we won a Grammy for rap performance, best rap performance.
You got a Grammy, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was cool.
And that was really fresh off of hip hop's sort of creation, was it not? I mean,
Well, hip hop had been around then for
20 years?
Yeah, 20 years. But it was the beginning of, I guess, what you would call mainstream exposure. You know, Grammys. I think it might have been the second or third year that Grammy gave an award for hip hop.
That they actually recognized it. Isn't that crazy that it took them that long to recognize that as a...
Not really. I mean, it was such a underground, anti-establishment art form that it kind of held it an honor not to be recognized by the establishment up until that point.
Got it.
But it was cool. It was
And
cool.
then let's fast forward to now, because now is, again, I think every person that is of my age or in around my age has said it's cool like that 1,000 times.
Right.
I've sung that song so many times, it's amazing. And I had a similar feeling when I heard your most recent work with Shabazz Palaces.
Right.
So talk to me about how that came about, and it's back here in Seattle. That's a completely different sound than anything I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Give me the backstory on that, if you would.
It's really kind of uneventful. I mean, my partner and I, Tendai Marari, who I play with, we were living a couple of blocks from each other. We were just friends hanging out, talking about sports and life and stuff. He plays in beta, and I play stuff too. And we just one day started making music together. And that was pretty much it. We didn't really plan it that much to come out the way that it did, but once we finished a couple of EPs, we sold them in all the local stores, and it did pretty well. So everything kind of just happened after that.
Well, you just said you described it a second ago. It's just, you know, you and Tendai starting to make music together, and then just Shabazz Palaces just came out of it. But I feel like there's something more that you guys had set out to do. And I feature a lot of music on my show. We were just referencing Macklemore, and in the bit before that we've had the Lumineers on. We've had a bunch of folks that have gone on to play Letterman, and then both those guys, for example, hit #1. And I'll someday have you on the show if I can twist your arm, because the music that you play is amazing. But there's more than just the music. There seems like there's an ethos. I mean, if you go to the website, if you go to ShabazzPalaces.com, there's just this palace, right? There's nothing there really. So people have to work to discover what it is that you're doing. What is the result of that? What's the idea behind it? Are you cultivating this sort of mystery? Because it is the most mysterious hip hop group, certainly that's ever come up in Seattle, but possibly on the national or global stage.
Yeah.
Is it an underground thing? You want to stay underground? You have this, I mean, you're so true to the music. I know I've talked to Megan about you for a long time, and she has so much respect. Like, where does that come from? What's the vision? And make sure you hold that thing up there so that people at home can hear you.
It's really just us following our instincts on the way that we feel comfortable presenting ourselves. And I don't really agree with the notion that because somebody doesn't give a lot of information about themselves that they're trying to be mysterious. I think a lot of information that people give about themselves is kind of superficial and doesn't really have that much depth to it anyway. But as a choice to sell yourself and your music, I understand it. It's just not the choice that we made. So it wasn't necessarily about mystery. It's just like, over the years, I felt like the cool thing to do and the most comfortable thing for us to do was just make the music, and where the music takes us is where we're supposed to be.
Spoken. You can't get a better answer than that. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Appreciate it.
I want to express gratitude in advance of you getting your photo taken, because I see these guys, it looks like they're pretty close to ready to have us. So in total transparency, like, I've never done this before. And my man Ian, who's got the biggest camera in the world and it's parked up at our studio right over there, is about to show me how to do it. And the fact that you were willing to sit for a portrait of a one-of-a-kind, watch my first screw up, but to be able to sit is something I'm grateful for, and I really appreciate your time, and I hope that this photograph ends up being as iconic as we think it is, based on who you are, your trajectory, where you've been, and certainly where you're going. So
I appreciate it a lot. I feel honored to be asked to come down, man. I appreciate it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Again, I'm Chase Jarvis. We're here at Chase Jarvis Live. I'm with Ishmael Butler of Shabazz Palaces, and formerly the Diggable Planets. He's been around the block. He's a Grammy Award winner. We're taking your questions at #CJLive, and we're about to shoot his photograph with my man Ian Ruhter over there, who's going to teach me how to shoot a wet plate with a truck-sized camera. So you can throw your questions in there at #CJLive, and we'll try and get to them as soon as we can. And remember, there's a contest going on if you want to win one of Ian's signed prints that come from these plates. Just at HP Print, the URL for this page right here, and an interesting quote. And God knows there's been a lot of those. So why don't we take that mic with you for a second, and we'll head over this way. Thanks. Come along, Internet. Let us know where we're going. So there's also something going on, as I mentioned just a second ago, Internet, which is that we are going to, while I'm putting my suit on here, we are going to let you inside the truck, something that's never been done before. Compliments of Ian and his crew. So why am I putting the suit on right now?
Because the silver, whatever it touches, it makes black.
Okay.
So it's all your nice clothes. We didn't really warn you that you're gonna get rowdy today. So you didn't put on your outside clothes.
I didn't. Yeah, these are my Breaking Bad clothes.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna get all protected, like,
Right.
and then will Lane be out here directing?
Yeah. Let's have Lane just step up.
Good. be the man.
Yep.
So, Ish,
Yeah, dude.
if you just stepped up there naturally, what's your natural instinct at the camera? I've seen all of your looks because I looked at 1,000 pictures of you online. But what do you want? How do you want to be captured, man?
Maybe just giving a slight expression of some kind, you know what I mean? I like what you said about keeping your face relaxed and soft, so I just be as natural as I can.
I think you're just so who you are.
Yeah.
That to try anything, it'd just be contrived. Like
Okay.
you are, like you're just cool. Like for real, what can I say? You know?
You can say it like that, and then it makes it.
Right.
No, man. I don't want anything inauthentic. I want you to feel comfortable and relaxed.
Okay.
I definitely want the eyes into the camera.
Okay.
You're okay with that?
Yes, I am. Yeah,
You down with that?
For sure.
Okay, so you saw what I think you were over there
I
watching
checked
with
it.
Chris. Yeah, so he's gonna have you have to hold still.
Okay.
And then he's gonna, when we get it all set up, we're just gonna take a couple minutes. So
Okay.
get used to that spot,
It's
right?
gonna take a bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
gonna be
I'm
3 minutes.
gonna have to kind of get Chase worked into this process.
Okay.
Familiarize him with this. Did you ever play football when you were young?
I did, man. I got offered a football scholarship back in the day.
Well, think about this. You're going from college straight to the Super Bowl.
Booyah.
Camera.
All right, doing
Get
it live.
ready to go.
Doing it live. Okay, someone make my man Ish feel good and get him a
So-
cup of tea or something while he's standing
Yeah,
there
you
if need be.
You want me to walk you? I gotta walk you through it first, and then
sure.
we'll set focus and.
All right,
So
where's
am I
where's
the whole time?
Oh, you could kind of.
can you hang out somewhere else or do you want to? It's
hang
a little
here.
bit cold.
You want, or you,
You need to see me.
Some tea.
not yet. I want to get Chase going, and then.
So 3 minutes. We'll
Yeah.
holler for you, but you
Yeah.
know where
Get
your
some
spot
tea.
is. It's the wood box.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Me and Chase.
I don't know how's my audio, Doug. Probably not very good. Okay.
Can you stand on this wheel
Some
well
questions?
for this first part, and go over the
Okay.
over the top?
You got it. All right, going in. And again, if you want to be a part of this in-studio audience that we didn't have today, but for all future ones, you can be on the email list and find out first. That's up in one of the corners of the page where you're at right now. A huge thanks to HP for helping me make the world a more creative place, to Manfrotto, Ron Color, Live Books. This is the season finale, y'all. It's been an amazing 12 episodes, 12 plus that special episode of the Capitol Hill Block Party we broadcast for 3 days. I can't thank you enough for the support that you've been given and for bringing a huge global audience. I'm sure there's about 100 and something countries tuning in today. That's about our normal average. I have so much to thank you for.
I'm just stoked. I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, we just made something gnarly. Like those. Look at those two. Chase, we spent 8 hours setting up, clicked the camera twice, and we're both like,
Yeah, I'm emotionally tired, man. And
Me
it
too.
was 2 days of setup too, to be able to make this happen. So, gosh, again, huge thanks to you, buddy. It was very, very inspirational to see your work and then to get to participate in it.
Yes.
So thank you so much for teaching me.
I'm honored. Like, this is insane. So yeah.
And let's go through your stuff one more time so the people, because this show is really about what it is that you're doing. So how can people pay attention to you right now? Do you want the Facebook?
Facebook and.
Facebook is what? It's facebook.com/silverandlight?
No.
What
It's
is
Ian Ruhter
It is?
Photography.
Okay. The
So-
whole Ian Ruhter.
Photography.
RUH.
TER.
TER
And
photography.
the Vimeo's where the videos are, so it's Ian Ruhter Alchemist.
Ian Ruhter Alchemist. I love that
So.
too. And,
And Tumblr.
and-
Tumblr is like my favorite, but I update it the least, but it's kind
Okay.
of my portfolio. So.
Okay. And a big thanks to Lane as well. Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Appreciate it. Come on here and say hi to the
Good man.
people. Lane, thanks a lot. You're the guy behind the videos. You want to get a little FaceTime here? So
Oh man,
go to the Vimeo.
FaceTime.
Let's put him on this side of the camera so he likes it.
There's a reason I stay on the other side of the camera.
All of us, though, but
Yeah, the Vimeo site is your videos are great. So thanks for allowing me to understand a little bit more about what you guys are doing. Any last words to the folks at home?
just thank you for tuning in and all those awesome comments. Like, I was in there, my phone's blowing up. It's really neat to be able to connect with. It's just neat. This is a neat show.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. And again, thank you all for tuning in. Without you watching, I certainly wouldn't be doing this, because it's the ability to connect with folks from all over the world that makes me excited, and to bring people that are my friends, new friends, old friends, people that are inspiring to me to the show at Chase Jarvis Live here. And I hope you felt that it was a great season. we've already got some crazy cool guests booked for next year, and I couldn't be more fired up. So I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Kate, you want to tell me some? What's that? What? No. I don't know where Ish went, but where are you, Ish? Thank you. Much respect. Thanks a lot. Round of applause for Ish, y'all. Much respect. Thank you. And how can people, you got a show, if you're in Seattle, and I know there's a lot of people watching from Seattle relative to that 100 country thing I was just talking about. Where's your show?
At the Neptune.
At the Neptune, which is not too far from here. It's on 45th, right?
Yeah.
On the 28th of December. And who you with?
The Satisfaction.
The Satisfaction. Love those guys, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again so much. Your Twitter handle is at.
I'm not on Twitter.
Not on Twitter. You got a Facebook situation? None of that stuff?
That's so
See,
hard.
there you
right
go.
There. Like,
That's a hard man. If you can pull it off without that.
Push me through him on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll funnel everything to him. To his phone. I'll email you his cell phone number. How about that? No, thank you so much, man. Mad respect. Signing off for the season finale. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Much respect. Thanks a lot, everyone, for coming around. Really appreciate it. See you later. Woo! And we're out. Become a photographer and actually understand the chemistry.
At least you're doing that and doing something creative with it, not just vandalizing. Like,
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
I'm
And
trying to
hopefully I
better
was using it to,
myself.
ultimately end up giving back. But anyway,
Okay, this-
being in the dark room feels great.
This is gonna be okay. So he's here. Let's shut this.
Okay.
And
And what I'm seeing right here that you may see if we were a little tight in here, so is an upside down image.
no, we gotta
Of
film
Ishmael.
this for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on over on this
Yeah,
side.
you can stand over there, Alex.
Okay, Chase. And
So now it's super dark in here, as in like dark. The only light is this red safe light.
and the.
And the
So
light
we're
that's
inside
coming-
of a camera.
Yeah, we're standing in the middle of a camera.
Okay, Willie. Will you pull me back an inch? Okay, I'm gonna kind of kick it a little bit more. Okay, so that's where we're at with that one, Chase. And, so it's probably not as tight. Cause are you thinking
Yeah, I'm thinking in there a little bit more.
like, so we can also, and you can have like a void, but
That's kind of interesting. I do like the shoulders.
see, this is where it gets fun, and we usually sit in here for a long time. Those people out there are like, what are those creeps looking at?
Can I see the portrait again?
Of course.
How much further can we go back so that we can get him larger in this portrait mode?
Lane? Yeah. We're gonna go in like another foot. And then the focus, it works exponentially. So once we get to this level, watch, it starts. That's good height for you? That's a really, yeah. Okay, Willie, let's pull it back. Let me tack this on here. Okay, oh, do we fall? Do we way fall out? Sometimes I gotta, oh, no. Okay, we're getting what you want. Okay, go back more. Now we're going up on that curb, right? Yep. Is it?
Okay, so now we're kind of.
Do we? Wait. It's more. See how that foot? Now it's 2.5, 3 feet in here, and then if we go even another foot, it's like.
Got it.
Okay, back more.
Well, the goal is not to make this difficult.
No.
I just thought it was
No,
we're
we're gonna-
composing this thing, right?
No, we're doing this because.
Okay, we're doing it right.
Okay, wait. Okay, we gotta get him to hold still. I think it's back more too. And then we're gonna have to go kind of direct him a little more, even a little more. So are we getting to the point where we gotta turn the thing, right? Okay, let's go. Yeah, because those trays can go back more.
so
Let's go
rad.
back.
I hope you folks at home find this different than the entertainment you can find on television.
Yeah.
This is the new television, right?
We're in a camera.
We're in a camera.
Okay,
We're
we
not
gotta
even in a
give
camera.
Ish a little.
Okay, Ish, slide to your left a little bit. There you go. Hold still just for
We're just
a little bit further. Yeah, there you go.
never. Yeah. So I think focus is back. Let's go back a little more. More.
So is he on a half an apple or a quarter apple? What's he on?
Not sure.
I don't like how his head's touching
Touching which part?
the top of the frame.
Well,
here.
we'll bring the whole. We can bring
Okay.
it down.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of trying to
Get him close.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
did he see? Now at this one, he moves a
Right.
fraction. It's
Okay.
in out. See his ears in?
Yep.
His eyes are out. So
Okay, so once we can get him.
we'll fine tune this.
Okay, we'll put him up against that little
You're
block here.
Okay with that frame, and
Yeah.
also let's have you consider this option. Is we could also go in if you really want to get. And then there's void, so that's your call.
Let's go back the other way
Portrait.
for a second.
Okay.
I still like the off-center bit that we have going on here.
And then,
So,
I mean, like in a large format camera, see we have all the movements of it, and we can tilt, shift, swing,
Got it.
whatever. So
Got it. Yeah, that's sort of
You
what
want
I
it
want.
s-
Yeah, I want some more room in there.
okay. Okay.
There you go.
How do you feel about let it drop? How do you feel about that?
That's cool. It's not level, but
Do you want more, or, I mean, how do you feel about that?
yeah, that's the right amount of room.
Okay, Willie. Well, grab that level off of there, and see where. Actually, we gotta get this thing straight, or we'll throw out the focus. I left it for Chris because I racked it out.
Got it.
But his is. See what'll be cool because we'll get it right to the eyes.
On the
and
third
you,
line,
and you
that's
said
it,
I want the eyes. So we'll just try to snap it.
So right now, for you folks that are watching at home, we're making sure that the plate is level. Same way that you'd level off the tripod.
Okay.
We're close enough to be
Yeah.
close enough for who it's for. So this could probably, it's clean. So let that come down.
Okay. And then we'll
All right.
we'll straighten it. It's just so this and this is kind of important because when I put it back, it's gotta. But yeah, I mean, this is a rough. Make a step aside.
Okay. Rad.
You like the rim too, right?
Yeah, I love the rim light.
Okay.
I think I might want to actually, I see it on his ear.
More.
Yeah, a little bit more of that rim on his head.
Okay. So we'll work on that project and then.
Who could be in charge of that? Is there somebody I can give that assignment to?
What do we want?
Hey, Ish, look at the camera, would you, bud?
Oh, we don't want that.
Just look at the camera real quick, Ish. Can you guys aim the rim light a little bit higher? Tilt up the rim so I can see it hitting his head. It's a little bit focused on his shoulders and back right now.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, shit, dude. We're in a weird way. Dang it.
What's up?
I'm
Because
on this
you're on
little
that curve?
curve.
Sure.
Let's turn. It's still. We either move him in or out, you know?
Well, he's probably getting too close to the lights too if we keep moving him in.
Right.
So. If you want to, dude, let's bring it forward. I'm not trying to cause problems. Let's bring it forward. We want the folks at home to.
Yeah. Yep. Let me see, Chase, if I can. Is it back? Dang it.
Oh, that's rad. I don't know, man. I like that. Whatever you just
See?
did.
Yeah, I'm still not getting his eyes, but.
Well, he's bouncing. He's bouncing all over the place. So.
Okay. So we're at a place where
Okay.
we're at a medium place now. We can go out there and work
Okay.
with him, and
Okay.
then we'll go from there. All right, Willie.
So what's this stuff going on up here?
This is just water.
Oh, okay.
It's silver actually, because the other side of the plate's holding that. So.
Got it.
Okay.
So it's a little bit racked. I noticed. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Good.
can flatten. When we do the fine, I gotta
Okay.
get his eyes,
Okay.
and then and if you want in and out, we'll rack it that way, back and forth.
Sure. Do you want me out there working on that part of it, or in here
Both.
with the focus?
Let's get him real straight.
Okay.
Let me give you the pocket wizard.
Okay.
So this is your strub. Let me run you through this, Chase. So
Okay.
I'll put a bucket right here. We'll all sit down and we just relax, right? And it's the test
Yep.
one. So
Yep.
I'm gonna shut this for a sec. So I'll
Now
put
it's
you
total
sitting
darkness.
right here.
Okay.
Okay. We got that focused.
Yep.
You're gonna make the call. Okay, Ish, we're gonna do this and give him 3 seconds and really let the truck settle out because
Yeah.
any movement, and then just gently open this.
Okay.
How's that on the
Pop.
rim?
Up, we can't see right
Slice
now.
Better.
Yep.
Nice.
Is that flaring you at all?
No, I like
Yes,
it.
it is.
Is it flaring?
Yep. Dang.
You want down a hair?
Cause see, look at the picture.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It'll see that?
Yeah, I got it.
I mean, the only if we could flat,
Can you flag that?
or we could do it in here. which is weird, but had to do it before. It's kind of tricky, Chase, but. So let me walk you through.
Sure.
We'll
So
work
just-
on that. So
okay.
you'll sit here, pull it up. I'll even talk you through it. Just nice and easy. Pocket wizard, boom. And then we'll do him, give him, say 8, but count to 10, because mentally 8 seconds. So slow 8.
Okay.
And if it gets weird, I'll be like, I think that's good, Chase. And then just nice and easy, down. Down.
Okay.
Picture.
So you want me to count to 8 or to 10?
I would,
So it's 1,
How do
2.
you-
So I open it. No, I go 1, 2, 3, open.
just so he knows, so it's not this
Right.
blast.
Right.
He's all, oh.
I go 1, 2, 3, open.
Yep.
Pop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 10.
It's up
9,
to you.
10. No, it's up to you. You get
Well,
to
it's
the
collodion.
exposure.
This is like, if we took mathematical strings and light meters,
Okay.
and then it's insane. I think, if I'm thinking it needs a little longer, I'm gonna look at the lights and see the distance.
Okay.
And we'll go. Let's say 8. 8's
Okay.
fine. I'm confusing you.
Okay.
And
All
then,
right, so we've got some. It's a little hot on his ears there. You see that?
yep.
You're picking up what
That's-
I'm putting down?
We got the thing. We gotta realize.
That's in the right spot, though,
Yeah.
for sure.
We're adding a strobe too, so hopefully that balances. That'll give us a stop, so maybe that hot won't be so hot.
Okay. So now we're gonna go talk to him.
Yeah. And then
Do
I
you
mean,
leave this open or close it, or what
well,
do
we can leave it open.
you do? Okay.
One time the pocket wizard wouldn't go off, and I went like this, and even that motion jerked the
Shaking it
camera.
around,
So we're just steady, but we got it, Chase.
All right, man.
Okay.
We're all set up, basically. Now we need to get into the fine focus. It's gonna be a great shot. It's pretty tight on your head, like right in here. And so for the next little like 3-minute zone,
Right.
is you gotta hold real still because that's where we're getting the critical focus.
Okay.
You got that?
Okay.
For the next, when we go back in there, that's what we're gonna be just tweaking stuff, tweaking it.
Okay.
And then from that point on, you're pretty much locked in here. So make yourself comfortable, or deep breathing, whatever you gotta do.
Okay.
But it's a great shot.
Try to focus these lights back on him as.
This way?
Yeah, because he's pointing,
Come,
it's pointing
yeah.
a little bit. Oh,
No,
other
no, the
direction. Other direction.
This way.
There you go.
That one looks okay, Chase.
Yeah, so there's just that hot spot on this ear right there. Can we move that HMI this way so it's a little bit more balanced? Because right now it's a little, maybe a foot
And it's
that way.
flaring the camera too, Chase.
So would moving it
Yeah.
a foot. So if I could get a hand, you or someone else,
Yeah, we got it.
move that HMI 12 inches that way. Under lights, man.
Okay, let's focus this
Thank you so
one.
much for that. It's gonna be,
Okay.
be a beautiful piece of art. Okay, that's good on the movement. Now let's refocus, re-aim. For those folks at home who are wondering what we're doing, is we're just shining a light on the back of him, give him a nice little, it's called a rim light. So I can see your hair stand up in the background. You got anything you can scrim that with, just a half a stop or something? Do we have any of that stuff?
Oh, you know that.
It's a little bit hot and stuff.
Lens is
Okay,
Fresnel might be nice. I do have ice frames here.
that's fine.
Okay, let me stand here so I endure this with you. Let's close your eyes because this one. Oh,
Yeah.
it's like a big puzzle. Okay, let's close your eyes because there'll be like an energy force. Okay, ready, Chase?
Yep.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3.
Not bad. Do it again because I don't think it was a full pop.
Close your eyes just so you can feel the power. Yeah, I
that
felt
was a
it.
full
Yeah.
pop. It's
Okay.
not that bad. I did it. And if you just go into the lens, then it won't be so like. You feel like that.
A little, almost
Force.
like. Yeah. Okay, keep hitting you with it. So,
I'd do one with his eyes open now so it doesn't jar him.
okay, just practice. So when the routine's gonna be, I don't know if you heard Chris, basically I'm gonna get in there, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be about a half a second pause when I open the lid, and then I'm gonna hit this button. And then 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna count to 8. So you have to not blink, not move, not do anything for that whole time.
Thing is, if say you do blink, just roll like nothing happened, because I've seen it not even do anything.
The main capture is the strobe, and the rest is just the like burning in a
Just
little bit
burns
of
it
a
in,
film.
and yeah, if you think you moved, just don't give up. Just be like whatever, like it never happened. Because
You've heard that.
I've
Don't
seen.
give up, man. I hear you ride a single speed, and Megan's riding a 29,000
Where did I put
speed.
my
You keep up with it. Don't give up. Okay, so
Yeah.
again, now we're in
Can-
that moment where
we're gonna-
you need to be locked in on
We're
that
gonna
thing.
do the fine focus.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let's do it.
That's down how much you want it, the back.
I will, thank you. There's also a little bit of a lens flare there.
Hey, you know
so
what,
we might
Chase?
Yeah,
I think we should. Okay, I got it.
what's up?
Nothing. I was just thinking out loud, to tell you the truth.
Well, I like the truth, and I like you telling me what to do, so we're in a good...
You know what I think, though?
What's that?
Let's do 10 seconds. Because we moved the lights a little, and we're going to compensate a little for this and that, and you know what I mean?
Sure.
Let's,
Hey, Ish, I'm gonna count to 10, okay, afterwards, not 8. It's gonna go all the way to 10, baby. Okay.
Okay, so we're just going to focus now, again. But once, Lane, will you be our eyes out there and really help him along and make sure he's set and all that?
Yep. Make sure to take a peek that the C-stand's out of your way too.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Let's get him set. Yeah. Okay. We're on his hair. This thing is racked, and it's it's like that lens could be racked too. This is bothering me, Chase.
Okay.
I'll deal with this. I'll deal with that when you.
Okay.
Okay. And then he needs to come over this way, right? The frame.
The frame does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want it perfectly centered.
No,
so
sorry, but
I want a little bit off. I'd like to. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. I agree.
Okay.
Let's slide.
Willie,
it
let's bring this towards the driver's side. Okay.
Okay. That's good.
That's
Not
good.
Too, yeah,
okay.
not too much further.
Now, Willie, we're gonna have to go back because we have never found focus on this picture. We're maxed. We're maxed, right? Okay, so sailboat sideways. Let's I'll turn it this way. Okay.
I think that needs to come down.
And then over towards driver's side.
That should come down more.
There you go. A little bit too far.
Okay, let's swing it back.
Slide back just a little bit.
You know what's, huh? You know what's happening too, Chase, is it's hard to focus because we have flare.
Got it.
So that's really bugging me. Because this is softening our image as well.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, he's talking to the camera guys now about that.
Okay.
So, what's the way do we do that? Do we jack it up higher?
No. It's just this.
Yeah, no, but how do we fix that flare? Can we flag
could
it?
flag it. That'd be our only
inside
thing.
or out there?
I'd do out there if you really want to be safe, but
Okay.
I can try to deal with that.
No, I'll get someone to flag it. Hey, can you tell Norton that I need him on a
change the
flag?
angle
We're trying to
a little
flag a little lens flare, so he
But
has
it's
to go in.
coming right. It's in our.
Yeah, just have Norton hand hold a flag, and we'll tell him when. It's probably the. I can't predict where it's coming from.
It's bright.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting sharp.
Right?
Yeah.
We were just being scared, not pushing him back enough. His eyes are gonna snap, so it'll be really pretty.
Man,
And a manhandle.
that's amazing. Hey, I'm a strong man. Do you need me down there?
It's it's awkward.
Yeah.
Lane talks about I built this really good, but we got to deal with the stuff. You got to be pretty strong.
All right. So
Okay.
now we're gonna go try and hunt down that flare. Is that the plan?
It's don't see
gone.
it, it's gone. Okay.
Oh, there's a little bit right there, right?
Yeah, but
We're good.
mellow.
All right. So, all right. I think we're pretty happy.
Let's really fine focus this, Chase.
Let's have them like right now, whatever they're flagging is too much because we lost the rim.
Right.
Unflag that thing.
It's yeah, they're moving it right now.
That's why there's no rim light.
Chase. It's possible if you come
There it is.
more.
And there's our light back.
If we just move the light and you get more of a, it's not so behind it. I don't know. This is rad, dude. This is gonna be a cool one. His eyes are sharp, so
Yeah.
I think we should just do it. You want me to deal with this or
Yeah.
try? I'm gonna step behind you, Chase, and I'm just gonna, I don't want to do it with the white. I'm just gonna go like that, see?
Yep. Okay, and it's not going to affect the sharpness?
Shouldn't.
Okay.
I've dealt with this before. It's probably not the right way, but this is a weird camera, so you just kind of deal with it.
All right. We'll go. So now's the pour.
Okay, yeah.
So can we,
Okay.
now he's locked in now, right?
Yep, and let's, we'll give him a little instruction. We'll tell him what we're gonna do, Chase. So, tell him we're gonna pour. It's gonna be 3 minutes in there. And you can either, when we're doing that, you can either step out, and then I open it again, and then come back and we'll pull it, and then it'll be, or you can stay in.
I'll just talk to him just for a second and tell him it's going to be another like 3 minutes.
Yeah, and we just
So
do it from right here.
does he need to stay exactly where he's at right now?
Pretty close. Tell him he can relax, but
All right. It's going to be dope, man. It's beautiful. Okay. We're going to try and deal with, there's a little flare. This is not for you. This is for the people at home. There's a little flare. We're going to try and deal with it in here because that rim light's so hot. But so we're going to pour this fluid onto this giant steel plate or this aluminum plate, and you need to hold mostly still, but just really relax because it's not the pressure moment right now. I don't want you to move in too much, but your patience is wicked. I'm grateful. Hang still. We're gonna pour for 3 minutes, then we'll let you know, and then when we go into go mode, I'll be really clear about it. Okay? Thanks.
where the plate was, I just want a real quick idea.
So this will be my first time closing this up, but you gotta.
Just do the best you can. Okay, I'm cool with that. Wait, I'm gonna go over 1/4 of an inch. I'm off, so that's good. Okay, we're good, Chase. Just wanted to put a little mark up here so we knew. Okay, let's reopen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I didn't mark where the plate should go, so then it would have, it's such a tight photograph that I didn't want to cut his eye off. Okay, Willie, you're gonna operate the fan and all that fun stuff. You want me to hold that pocket wizard for?
Sure, I can hold. Oh, I got
You
a
have a
pour.
pocket, yeah. I'll just
I don't have a pocket.
go here.
Okay.
And okay, this is gonna be,
That's rad, man.
this is awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Do you want to pull that plastic off, Chase? Mm-hmm. Oh.
The lid's off, so just so you know.
Okay, I got her. Okay. So, Chase, it's almost going to take all of that.
Okay.
Try not to shake that. Leave about, like, yay. Or I'll talk you, I'll keep talking to you, okay?
Cool.
All right, dude.
Walk me through it again one more time, like right in there.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep. A little faster and more. A little more. Okay. A little more. Okay, I'm gonna start doing it. That's good, Chase. And you can step back a little, yeah. Sometimes you can mess around and make it miss spots on purpose, you know? Okay, Willie, you put the lid on this one, and I want you to zip up the door. Okay, you get the door. Chase, so
Basically, all we're gonna do is put it in that tank for 3 minutes. If you want to go out, you could either stay in and we'll just talk to each other.
I'll stay in. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just still relaxing.
Whew. Okay, Willie, you don't have that side buttoned up at all. Watch the Velcro. And then remember, we're time sensitive right here.
Good.
Okay, Chase, will you pull the lens cap down? Okay. And then Chase, if you come over on this side, that's good. Willie, you open that. So the silver, this will make this light sensitive. And then I come in on this side. Drop it. Okay. Drop that one nice and easy. Go 3-minute timer.
Thank God for the iPhone.
Okay, clip that fan, and I'm gonna open this. This is where it's like, gotta air out. Go right, fresh air.
Very potent chemicals in there, so stay relaxed. We're curing the film right now. We've got perfect focus on your eyes. It looks great.
Don't bump that thing, okay?
We're inside of 2 minutes before we'll be able to take the picture. At the 2-minute mark, 2 minutes left, we'll pull it out and we'll stick the film into place, and then we're back to like that moment where we need you game on. So you're doing an amazing job holding still. Zen in this thing, man. Thank you.
Or whatever, but just so you know.
Okay.
Or you can, well, no, you could stay there. You stay up against this wall. You're back there, and I'll be here. Chase is there.
Okay.
Can I get an apple box?
Yeah, full?
Yeah.
Full apple. Look at everyone's in the studio fully buttoned up in all their clothes. And sneaky in there. You should be inside. Whew. There's your full apple.
Thank you.
Okay. Should I come back in and close her up?
Let's let it really air out. It's pretty gnarly.
1 minute and 20 seconds before we go back in. I love this, man.
About 45 seconds, I'll start buttoning it up.
Okay.
Was it exciting? Was that cool?
It
wasn't that hard. It's just.
No, I love it.
It's just doing repetition. So yeah.
Shall we? Okay.
They're blowing me up. I'm showing you. Like, I'm watching you right now. Okay. Come on in, Chase.
Okay. We got 3 minutes. Boom. All right.
I'm gonna button this guy up, Chase.
Okay.
We'll pull that plate, set it, and then I'll give you the wizard, and then you take the drive from there.
Okay.
That'll be 2. Okay. All right. I'll have you sit somewhere over here.
Can I sit on the left since I'll be...
I put the bucket.
Okay.
We'll readjust it in a sec.
Did you want to be on this side to block the flare?
I don't. It's pretty. I'm scared because the pictures were on that side, Chase.
Okay.
So.
Got it.
I was kind of going to be on that side.
Okay.
Or I'll sit on there. I just don't want my body to crop into it, you know?
Yep.
Okay. You pulled that, Willie? Yep. You got a paper towel?
Yep. Woo! Okay, so this is light sensitive now. It's had the silver adhered to the surface.
Okay. Not yet. So then we wipe the back, get the excess silver.
Okay.
Just to keep it cleanliness and clean and. Okay. And I'm gonna set this guy here.
You marked that earlier, correct?
Yeah. Yep, and that. I mean, nothing's like an exact science, you know, but
Right.
kind of just go with the flow. And this. Okay. Okay, everyone start staying real still. Okay. The pocket wizard. So just, you're gonna drive from now and tell him what's going
Is that
on.
lens from his, is that light from his?
Yeah. We should do it sooner than later. Let's do it, yeah, quicker. Because even this, Chase. You're okay?
Yeah.
Do you have that pocket wizard okay?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Let's, everyone really relax. Okay, Chase, start talking to him now is what I do.
Okay, hey Ish, can you hear me, man?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're getting real close to go time here. I'm gonna feel the little flap. I gotta pull up, and so we're inside of just a few seconds. I'm gonna count down from 3. Remember, I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, and as soon as I hit 3, you gotta be perfectly still with your eyes open, just the picture we want to take. When I get to 1, I'm gonna open this thing, and then about a half second later, you're gonna feel the strobes pop. And then you need to stay still for my count up to 10, okay?
Right on.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Everything good in here?
Everyone steady? Yep.
3, 2, 1, open. 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good. Okay. Good. Everyone clap. Woo! Okay. Now we're gonna
If I can remember how to count to 10, we'd be cool. I picked it up at 4, didn't I? That was what a
Chase.
dork.
We'll run this through the developer. Come here. We're
Okay.
gonna go in the back behind here, guys.
Okay.
This is the tricky part. Just try to manhandle it, okay? You're just gonna have to man up right here, okay? Okay, you ready? Yep. Okay, here we go. Keep working that thing, Willie. I'm gonna pull this. Can you kind of pull that first layer off because it's way too dark. Way too dark. Okay. So this is gonna be hard to see, right?
You want me to tilt this thing forward so they can see some more?
Should we? I didn't want to move it in case you want to do another one.
Okay.
But it's
That's
almost, shit. The development's really key because it can go one, and you can't bring it back. It's got to be on.
Sure.
How are you doing with seeing it, Willie? Okay, let's, Chase?
Yep.
Let's pull it back. Because we can always redo this, right?
Actually, do you want to keep it? What is it? Like, I like the idea of having it be faster again if we need to.
Me too. But I don't want to botch this part, so.
Sure.
Let's do fan. Not yet. Okay, Willie, don't touch that picture. Hold on. There's something I can do. Right here. Okay, it needs more, right? Yep. And keep working that. So we put this, we made a big flag right here, and we didn't realize it, so.
Right.
You kind of just got to rodeo it. Your development, you want it in between 15 and 30 seconds, and it gives it really good contrast. You go over,
It gets muddy.
it actually fogs it. It's really faint. You think you just keep developing? No. But it is cold in here, so we're slower development time, so maybe we're about a minute. You see it?
Yeah, I see.
Good. Okay, I'm gonna check it again, okay? Yep, it's good. Okay, we gotta stop it right now. Okay, you ready, bud?
Yep.
Okay, 3, 2, go. Woo!
Nice.
Oh, couple more seconds in this water. I'm gonna have you crack the door because then it's light proof.
All right. Can I give you the pocket wizard back?
Sure. And we're almost ready, so. Okay, Will, let's hose it off. Chase, you could probably in a sec. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Chase, you can open the door now.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Dang it. Good. Hold on, Chase.
What's that?
Right now it's in a good state where we could take our time and whatever, but I'm gonna fix it, but so you can see the sharpness.
I can't see shit.
Yes, you can. You just train your eyes. Come, we can't touch it now because it'll scratch, but
Okay.
see, in there.
In the eye. Got it.
Probably, this one's probably a little soft, but like this is cool. Yeah.
So we gotta rinse it. And
We're gonna fix it. This is really,
sorry.
I want to film this. This is really neat. Okay, Willie, let's get this out of there. He's gonna open this one. I'm gonna put it in our fixer. Like that. Oh, you could've, okay. Okay, Willie, slide her in. Now it should clear it. Stand on this side just so it's pretty neat. You look at it and you're like, let's let the light, no, let the light in so you can see it. You're like, oh, it's gone, and you're bummed,
Right.
and then it snaps back. Pow. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now I'd say that's about fixed. So what we'll do is we'll pull it.
I'll pave the way for you to walk it out.
Okay. Well, let's make sure first, actually. This is gangster. Okay. It could be a little soft, and it's dark.
It is dark. But
Well,
it's fucking
we
moody.
we moved all the lights and stuff, so, and I think,
It's moody as hell though, man.
yeah, Lane, bring that one in as much as you can. Usually let it drip more and just sit in, but whatever. We got Lane here, so, and we're good. Yeah. It's gangster.
Yeah.
Okay, shut that. Here.
Yeah.
That's a fingerprint.
That's a fingerprint?
I think, but it's okay. At least it's not like on
Sure.
the tip of the nose. It's good. Yeah, Chase. It's got this soft, sharp feel to it. It's really,
Like this eye is
that's
super
kind of what you
sharp.
want, because that's, you ever notice how like on sometimes like large format film, it's soft and sharp?
Damn, man.
Gangsta.
It looks heat, bro. There's heat, huh?
Off the lip and
Yeah, yeah.
Cool, man. I like it dark like that too.
Same.
Yeah. Dope.
Yeah, so you can see some fingerprints around there, but you can also see, it looks like it was a pretty even pour.
Some of these things are like contamination. They're called oysters and stuff, and
Got it.
you can wipe them, but they're actually, it's like signature, like I leave them, they're cool. And
Oh yeah.
some of this has like a light film over it, which I think our silver needs to be filtered. But
Got it. I can
but
see
it's
some of
cool.
that cropping in there. Yeah. Ooh, this we're getting to this really interesting pole right here. Do you see that?
Yeah, I totally.
And what's happening at that? Is that the
What I think it's our silvers needs to be filtered a little.
Got it.
So you're running, but what I have done is I took a microfiber cloth and every once in a while I'll wipe it. Usually I leave it because it's rad, dude.
Yeah.
Because it usually stays in the soft parts, and then where the focus is, it won't. It's really mysterious. So it shows more on the darker photo. See how this background's
Sure.
darker, and his, see it there?
Yeah.
But it won't show there.
Right.
And see it really there.
Yeah.
So
you can see the same.
that's telling me I'm having like, I need to like do a little chemistry.
Filter the silver.
But it's still fun. Like I don't even get mad at stuff like that.
Yeah, we picked up that ear, which is nice. It's a little hot right there, but that's sort of what we were anticipating.
But not bad. At least it's not
No, no,
like
and
it.
I like. Basically, I was really thinking when I was watching the image upside down, that scarf that you have on there played a beautiful role in wrapping your neck.
It's all right.
What do you think, Chase?
Insane.
Are you happy with that
I'm
one?
super happy. I love that it's dark. That may be my favorite part about it, actually. And is that just an exposure, the guess game that you
I
play
think
with
it's
an
exposure, and we kind of push the limits with him, like on our lighting setup, and
Sure.
you know, I mean, look at, okay, what we
But I
did.
like the tension that the lighting differential
Okay,
right here. You know?
his head is this big. That's 4:1. So then we had all the bellows.
That's the real size of your head right there.
We had the bellows extension. That's
ego.
why.
My parasite.
A parasite, exactly. That's a parasite.
That's why we lost some light because we were going back and back.
Right,
So
right,
we
right.
were
I figured
pushing.
as much.
But I mean, but that's.
No, dude, that's like that's the picture that I would want to make.
Okay, then you make it.
I like the mood.
More your style?
It's moody, you know.
It is moody.
Information comes up slower, but a little denser, you know what I mean?
Do you like it?
Mm-hmm. Think it's dope.
Yeah. Dope too.
It's dope. Sweet.
Well,
Good job,
Watch
man.
this one.
Couldn't get the-
it's crazy. It's kind of like. It's an experience, like draining. It's like a lot of emotions, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm tired.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of energy that goes into
Yeah.
it.
We were in there like just scrambling. It was rad though.
That's dope, man.
Ooh. Right? Everyone's quiet. See how it gets that mood?
Yeah, there's
'Cause
a
we
mood.
just made something.
Lighten up, would you?
insane. We just made something. That's how it gets.
Amazing. Well, we got anything else? I think
don't
we'll let,
even know
I
what
think
to
we'll let
say.
the people go. How are we doing on time, Eric? We're at 2 hours and 30 minutes. So those of you who've stuck around, I don't even know what camera's live right now. There you are. Sorry, I didn't mean to put my back to you. Actually, what else? I wanted to say a few things. I know we have a contest that we gotta end. I got my notes up here, so if you could come this way just for a second. So, if you remember, there was a one-of-a-kind print from Ian. Ian, you want to come over here, man? Yeah. Please do. That's good right there. There's a one-of-a-kind print that you'd offered up for the people who tweeted the most interesting tweet.
Sure.
And we've selected that person, and that
cool.
person is at Adam Levitt.
Nice.
Put your heart into it, and you'll see what it brings back. So thanks
That's
a
a good
lot.
one.
Yeah,
That's
thanks
a
a
good
lot,
one.
Adam.
Yeah.
Send an email to production@. You get a one-of-a-kind, an artist proof signed by Ian of a print we'll make from one of Ian's plates.
Originals.
Yeah, an original print from a page, or from a print. From a print from a plate. That's it. Boom, how's that?
Tongue twister.
And again, if you want to be a part of this in-studio audience that we didn't have today, but for all future ones, you can be on the email list and find out first. That's up in one of the corners of the page where you're at right now. A huge thanks to HP for helping me make the world a more creative place, to Manfrotto, Ron Color, Live Books. This is the season finale, y'all. It's been an amazing 12 episodes, 12 plus that special episode of the Capitol Hill Block Party where we broadcast for 3 days. I can't thank you enough for the support that you've been given and for bringing a huge global audience. I'm sure there's about 100 and something countries tuning in today. That's about our normal average. I have so much to thank you for.
I'm just stoked. I was like, didn't know what to say. I was like, we just made something gnarly. Like those. Look at those two. Chase, we spent 8 hours setting up, clicked the camera twice, and we're both like,
Yeah, I'm emotionally tired, man. And
Me
it
too.
was 2 days of setup too, to be able to make this happen. So, gosh, again, huge thanks to you, buddy. It was very, very inspirational to see your work and then to get to participate in it.
Yes.
So thank you so much for teaching me.
I'm honored. Like, this is insane. So yeah.
And let's go through your stuff one more time so the people, because this show is really about what it is that you're doing. So how can people pay attention to you right now? Facebook?
Facebook and
Facebook is what? It's facebook.com/silverandlight?
No.
What
It's
is it?
Ian Ruhter
It is?
Photography.
Okay, the whole Ian Ruhter,
Photography.
RUHTER
TER.
photography.
Vimeo's where the videos are, so it's Ian Ruhter Alchemist.
Ian Ruhter Alchemist. I love that too.
And Tumblr. Tumblr is like my favorite, but I update it the least, but it's kind
Okay.
of my portfolio. So.
Okay. And a big thanks to Lane as well. Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Appreciate it. Come on here and say hi to the people. Lane, thanks a lot. You're the guy behind the videos. You want to get a little FaceTime here? So
Oh, man.
go to the Vimeo.
FaceTime.
Let's put him on this side of the camera so he likes it.
There's a reason I stay on the other side of the camera.
All of us, though, you know, but
Yeah, the Vimeo site is your videos are great. So thanks for allowing me to understand a little bit more about what you guys are doing. Any last words to the folks at home?
just thank you for tuning in and all those awesome comments. Like, I was in there, my phone's blowing up. It's really neat to be able to connect with. It's just neat. This is a neat show.
Thank you very much. And again, thank you all for tuning in. Without you watching, I certainly wouldn't be doing this, because it's the ability to connect with folks from all over the world that makes me excited, and to bring people that are my friends, new friends, old friends, people that are inspiring to me to the show at Chase Jarvis Live here. And I hope you felt that it was a great season. We've already got some crazy cool guests booked for next year, and I couldn't be more fired up. So I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Kate, you want to tell me some? What's that? But no. I don't know where Ish went, but where are you, Ish? Thank you. Much respect. Thanks a lot. Round of applause for Ish, y'all. Appreciate it. Thank you. Much respect. Much respect. Thank you. And how can people, you got a show, if you're in Seattle, and I know there's a lot of people watching from Seattle relative to that 100 country thing I was just talking about. Where's your show?
At the Neptune.
At the Neptune, which is not too far from here. It's on 45th, right? Yeah. On the 28th of December. Yeah. And who are you with?
The Satisfaction.
The Satisfaction. Love those guys, man. Yeah. Well, thank you again so much. Your Twitter handle is at?
I'm not on Twitter.
You're not on Twitter. You got a Facebook situation? None of that stuff?
That's just hard.
See, there you go.
There. Like,
that's a hard, man. If you can pull it off without that.
Push me through him on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll funnel everything to him. His phone. I'll email you his cell phone number. How about that? No, thank you so much, man. Mad respect. Signing off for the season finale. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Much respect. Thanks a lot, everyone, for coming around. Really appreciate it. See you later.
The rhythm be working up on me. The new to the old, the old to the new.